repairs. Big or small, old or new, they are the choice for auto body repair.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 16 days.
Listen to this. I've been ringing the bell for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime.
What you gonna bring to the table tonight? Tonight, this moment, this hour. It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fellas.
I've never taken the high road, but I tell other people to, because then there's more room for me on the low road.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So, look, I'm not a big Jinx guy, but I also am a big Jinx guy.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
I just think it kind of fell flat, but such a great concept.
And that was one of Coach Nutt's messages. The only people that know what's going on are the people inside that room.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
Throw the football to the right team. What a concept.
Colton Little.
It's far too late for me. I've made some enemies since I started talking here on the radio.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
Set your alarm for whatever time you want to get up and get your butt up 100%.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. This is halftime.
Hello, happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome into halftime. Good to be with you. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little here. Got a great guest lineup for you today. Kyle Sutherland going to start joining us on Thursdays. We're going to give him a shout here in just a little bit. Hal Mummy going to be on the show. Hope you guys have thought about some questions you want to ask him about the air raid, about Mike Leach, about football, about Jimmy Buffett. He also has a song request, Matt, by the way.
Let's do it. I like it.
So, and then we obviously have Brett Dolan joining us as well. So a very fun Thursday today. I'm very excited about it. How are you guys doing?
Happy Thursday. Premier League starts tomorrow. Football's in the air. Arkansas still 0-0. Still have hope. Still have a chance. How are you doing? It's good to be here.
Yeah. Colton, how are you?
I'm okay. Doing pretty good.
Okay.
Excited to be back in the saddle again on a beautiful Thursday. What a lineup, though. Excited to hear from Coach Mummy, the architect, the founder of the air raid offense. I had some questions percolating on the drive-in this morning just about, hey, what's your favorite version of variation that you've seen from your long and extensive coaching tree? So excited to talk to Coach today. Should be really fun. And then, of course, adding Kyle to the lineup as well on Thursday should give us some really good insight from what's going on up there at the university. Kyle is one of the best. So excited to talk to all of our really great guests today and as well as all of our listeners. So should be a good one.
Yeah, going to be a fun one. And got to hear from the running backs. And I think we've kind of established that the run game is probably the most exciting part of this Arkansas team right now, and just what they're capable of doing and what they could accomplish with so many other question marks. I think I feel really good, the most about that position group than any other group. So going to break down kind of what they look like. And I also thought too, when we got to listen to Braylon Russell, he sounds like he's taking it up a notch, mentally, like he gets it, right?
About time. You got to grow up, right? We all grow up at different times in life, and this is his time to shine, no question about it. We've seen glimpses, and it's exciting, just like we've seen glimpses with KJ Jackson. Just like we've seen. I guess the most proven player is Quincy Rhodes. I guess that's the question. Who is the most proven player on this Razorback team? Probably Quincy, but Braylon Russell, I really believe, can set himself up to either be at Arkansas again next year, but he can be $1 million guy next year. I don't know what he's getting this year, but if he go out there and do his thing, either way he looks at it, he can get 7 figures either in the NIL or being a 3rd, 4th round draft pick. I don't know where he would slot in there, but there's no question that dude can play on Sundays. We just got to see if he really wants it.
Yeah, the SEC coaches poll coming out, and they've got Quincy Rhodes, again, the only Arkansas guy on that preseason All-SEC list, which is no surprise. And quite frankly, I don't really know if there's any other person on this Arkansas team right now that deserves any preseason praise. I know that a guy like Sutton Smith is on the Doak Walker Award watch list right? You've got a guy like Jaden Platt, who was on the Mackey Award watch list. But as for someone who has done something in the league that is notable and award-worthy, preseason worthy, I think the only guy on that list should be Quincy Rhodes Jr.
Well, I hope he gets a running mate. I hope he has some depth. We'll see. You know, when you don't win any games, it's hard to get to make postseason award lists. So let's hope we can get to that magic number 6. And September 12th, still a date I got circled.
That's right. September 12th, probably bleeding into the 13th by the time we're all done with our postseason, our post-game show after that Utah game for sure. So that's a big game, and it really starts with what they do and what they accomplish there in Utah. But they got to get to North Alabama first. And one of the big things, and you asked this to Clay a little bit, I think, Matt, yesterday, and talked about it, like what would be a good showing against North Alabama. Like you can't win that game 17-14 or 21-14. Like how many points maximum can they put up on North Alabama just to make people feel good heading into Utah? Because I remember after that Alabama State game last year, Matt, even that game, and I've talked about this, made me go, ugh, with the defense. And they won that game, but the defense was just like, man, this is a Alabama State team that should not be racking up this many yards that they did, especially in between the 20s and outside of the red zone than they did last year to start the season.
I will buy in 0% to the North Alabama Jamboree. The only thing it can do is it can hurt you if you don't meet these certain quotas, don't meet the certain numbers, don't look the right. But as far as mattering, it doesn't matter at all. It's 0%. You have to win the game, obviously, but there's a way that you go about it, the way that the cream rises to the top. We're the more physical team. All the things that we're faster, smarter, play a clean game. That's just kind of the little things you want to see us buttoned up. And a lot of times when you're the better team, you should always have less penalties. The reason the team has more penalties is because they're pressing, they're trying, they're reaching, they're grabbing, and so the penalty game should be fine. No turnovers. This little, clean in the special teams game, whether they be I think we had a Arkansas State return to kickoff back on us last year. It's like you don't want to see that. You want to be clean in the special teams game and just go out there and have a smile on your face and play fun. That's it. But as far as buying in to the North Alabama Jamboree, 0.0% will I buy into it. All you can do is sell. All you can do is see something you don't like and go, uh-oh, we better get that fixed. There's nothing that you're going to say, oh, we're so good, because we're supposed to win 41-10. That's just how it's supposed to go.
Matt, you're spot on with that. And there's also one really big thing riding on this that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. We had a nameless, faceless texter chime in here and say that, hey, if the Razorbacks score 5 touchdowns, I'll shave my back. We did not forget about that on halftime, people. We will track you down. I have that text save and the phone number, and I will harass you every single day until you send me a picture of your clean-shaven back. After that game, they go through and they score 5 touchdowns. That's the biggest thing riding on this game, in my opinion. Like Matt said, they'll walk out there, should be a jamboree, should be a cakewalk. The only thing that you can do is go out there and win. But like you said, Alyssa, if it's 17-14, if they're struggling to keep the North Alabama Lions in check on the defensive side of the football, I don't even know if I want to do that post game after Utah at 3 o'clock in the morning, because it's going to be a litany of calls and texts about how it's never been more over than it is right at that moment. But 5 touchdowns, that guy's shaving his back.
Yeah, there we go. I don't know if we're quite ready for that. You look into the start of the year, with or without, do you think it matters, Matt Colton, when you've got a brand new head coach? And I know we don't like the, Sisters of the Poor team, jamborees, non-cons like this, but would you rather, with a brand new coach, start the season off with a team like North Alabama, or would you want to hit Utah right out of the gate and open up with another Power 4 opponent just to see what it looks like?
Well, teams improve the most from week 1 to week 3. There's no question about it. That's when you kind of find out a lot about yourself. I always like playing Arkansas State week 1. Whoever, and then getting ready for week 2 for a real opponent. So I don't know. I guess there's different ways. Ask LSU that. Ask Brian Kelly. Would he rather play somebody to button up a little bit? But you have that right. Utah's going to be a real game, man. That's what a litmus test. So I 100% want to play somebody else. Now you make mistakes, things happen, and you, like I said, you button a lot of things up in those first 3 weeks. You start building an identity. You start understanding what your team can do, what they can't do, what's going to happen. Sometimes you have injuries. They'll happen, and you got to kind of get other guys back into the fold. But yeah, no, I like playing a jamboree week 1.
Alyssa,
Yeah, shake it off.
Yeah, you're right. I don't foresee this happening. There's not going to be some complete program resurgence like we saw from Indiana, obviously, at the bottom of college football rankings and cellar dwellers for the eternity of most of their time playing Division I college football. But if you get to that point eventually someday where you're a very competitive team in one of the more competitive conferences in college football, then I'd be more inclined to start playing some more of these marquee matchups early on because you can use it as a recruiting tool. You're all over the television. You're probably going to be a standalone game on a different day of the week outside of a Saturday like we see sometimes. That would be when I would want to play somebody else outside of a North Alabama or an FCS school or an Arkansas State like Matt mentioned. Other than that point in time, if they ever get to that point, which I'm not saying I'm predicting them to do, that would be when I would want to play a major Division I Power 5 school in the first week of the season. Other than that, yeah, give me the cupcake. We need that.
Just kind of, dust the rust off a little bit and shake out all the kinks and maybe just get a little bit prepared. Go out there and have a almost like the preseason in the NFL, right? Or even look around the state and high school teams are having their little scrimmages before the season starts next week. It just kind of gets everything going and gets you in game mode because the last thing you want to do is, it'll be interesting, right? We always talk about that Texas-Ohio State game, how much that could implement what happens. LSU and Clemson, how much are they going to look back at week 1 and say the reason why LSU and the trajectory went this way or Clemson that way, go back to week 1? Like that could make or break your season the very first Saturday of football season. And it's possible. So I'd much rather, I agree with you guys too. I'd much rather have a little bit of a team that we can play against and like I said, dust some rust off.
There's nothing like game shape too. It doesn't matter what your practice habits are, and I mean you need to have good practice habits. I mean it does matter what your practice habits are. Sorry, but what I'm saying is you can't simulate game live bullets, live action in practice. No matter what you do, you try to, you run afterwards, you're getting conditioning, but everything ratchets up. It ramps up just a little bit when the game goes and you're trying to catch your breath a little. It takes you 2 or 3 games before you're really into shape. That's why those first couple games depth is going to matter.
Matt, I was on the sidelines this past week or earlier for Siloam Springs versus Springdale for their benefit game, and I overheard one of the coaches on Siloam's roster say after a little bit of a miscue there on defense, a jump off sides, and then a missed assignment, one of the coaches said, well, part of the reason is we're looking at a different picture now. So exactly what you were saying. Once there's a team in a different jersey across from you, everything gets so much more intense. Like
breathing heavier, your legs go. Yeah, you just get there's something about you're not really into game shape to about week 4. It's just how it is, and then it's hotter, and then it starts cooling down a little bit. Then you can play for hours and hours. October, November, but the first couple that the weather matters, the heat it kind of zaps you a little bit, and just the emotions and the butterfly, everything that goes into that week 1 game. Yeah, you're a little spent when that first game is over.
I'm interested to see, exactly kind of what comes out of Arkansas's got a scrimmage here in the next couple of days, but once that September 5th Saturday rolls around, exactly how things sound and look come that Monday after game day heading into Utah for sure. We're going to sit here and take a break. Excited to have Kyle Sutherland join the show coming up afterwards. And remember, stick around for that conversation. But if you miss any of the conversations we have today, because we have 3 great guests joining us today with Kyle, Hal Mummy, and Brett Dolan, make sure you download the Hit That Line app, now powered by Taco Bell. Or you can always go to hitthatline.com, and that is where you will have our podcast from all of our shows here at ESPN Arkansas. That is the Bud Light Morning Rush Show, our Eastside Liquor halftime show, as well as the 479 Equipment Ruskin and Zach show. And of course, we always ask you to rate, review, and share with your friends. We'll be right back.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
I'm in Crawford and Sebastian a lot and a lot of Sequoia and LaFleur, but thanks really in large part to ESPN Arkansas, people have heard about us in other areas of Arkansas. And so I just picked up a case in Sevier County. I think they listen to your Hot Spring station. I picked up 2 cases in Boone County.
Oh, Harrison, too.
Yes.
We're not paying her to say that, by
No,
the way.
they're not.
She's paying us. ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hey, Fort Smith, have you seen the all-new Bass Pro Shop outpost on Bass Pro Drive off Rogers Avenue? Step inside and check out the Pradco store within a store, where you can create something truly one of a kind. Pick from iconic lure shapes like the Booyah One Knocker or the Bandit 100, to name only a few. And have it custom autographed just the way you want it. It's fun, it's personal, and it's only at the brand new Bass Pro outpost. Swing by today and make your own custom lure.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
So I've got this right. Flat repairs or replacement if needed. Rotations and rebalancing every 5,000 miles, all included with the tire purchase. With paid installation and tax? That's the...
Don't make me say it.
I was going to say it.
You don't say it. You back it up. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee. Free with every tire purchase.
So they're the...
Midas, the best around.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
The Hit That Line Now app is ready for you to download from the Apple and Google Play stores. Sponsored by Taco Bell. Live Moss.
Catch your medicine ball. Can't catch yourself when you fall. You should be careful if you catch my drift, cause what I really want to know is can you catch these bits?
Listening to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Welcome back here on this Thursday. We're going to head to our Lewis Automotive Group hotline and have Kyle joining us. And excited to have Kyle. Been friends with Kyle for a few years now. And he is the publisher of Hog Beat, but also just very in tune with high school athletics around the state. So as football season gets going, I'm going to pick his brain on both of those fronts, covering the Razorbacks and high school athletics around the state. So Kyle, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me and looking forward to it. It's actually a little bit of a full circle moment. The first time I ever did a guest spot or guest hosting on a radio show was Halftime about 6 years ago. So, like I said, definitely full circle and looking forward to it.
Well, that's fantastic. Glad we can do that. And we're happy to have you and excited to have you every Thursday here at 11:15. Let's start with Arkansas, talking about the football season right around the corner. What's your biggest question still for this Razorback team?
Well, everybody's talked about really since January, definitely spring drills, the quarterback battle. That's one for me, of course. I would probably say outside of Chris Marshall, you've got guys like C.J. Brown and Jamari Hawkins at Memphis that have proven themselves at wide receiver. But as far as consistently in the SEC behind Chris Marshall, who's really going to step up at wide receiver, then you look over to the defensive side, and the big topic of conversation is what are you going to have around Quincy Rhodes Jr. I think that this could be a really good secondary, but what kind of pass rush are you going to have? How is the entire front seven going to be, depending on how you line up? Obviously, you like what you have at linebackers. Quay Smith has done really well coming up from the FCS ranks in practice. They have raved about Bradley Shaw, but you just haven't seen a lot of these guys too, as far as the transfer portal, were highly recruited in high school, but really just don't have a lot of experience in college. So how is all of that really going to come together? That's the biggest question. But I think linebacker is one that I really look at too. You like those guys, but again, Quay Smith hasn't done it at not just the SEC level, but the Power 4 level. And then Bradley Shaw's just got to get it to come together. So really just the defense as a whole, particularly what can the front seven do to help out a secondary that I think can be really, really good.
Do you think, hey, Kyle, this is Matt Jones. Do you think Quincy Rhodes will have a running mate? Who's number 2, number 3? How much practice have you seen? Do we have another defensive end that you think can make an impact this year?
I really think if I like Steven Souls. I love what he did at Kentucky last year. Didn't have a lot of starts, but did get a lot of playing time, did a lot with that. Now, it's hard when you look at the spring game. I think he had 3.5 sacks and had some the other day, but it's really hard to judge that, kind of just depending on what team you're going against. And I know these are quote unquote live, but still, it's not a real football game against another team. But nonetheless, has shown some really good things. I think if Charlie Collins stays really healthy, last year I think he missed 2 or 3 games with an injury. So if he can stay healthy, that's another solid option there on the edge. But also, too, inside, how will David Oakey, after only playing 3 games last year, not playing past September, what will he do? Hunter Osborne coming in. So kind of a long-winded way of answering your questions. I think that especially on the on the interior, I just don't know. There's so many things that have to be proven, but I think that you've got a really viable option there on the edge. As the jack, I guess you could say, in that position when what you brought in Steven Souls from Kentucky.
Over on the offensive side of the ball, we love the running backs around here and got to hear from Sutton Smith and Braylon Russell. We're going to talk more about them, but also the tight ends. You got Jaden Platt, and you also have Ty Lockwood, who came over from Penn State. How much do you think this offense can utilize these tight ends and maybe make them a bigger part of the offense this season?
Jaden Platt, I feel really good about. He had a really good season, by far his best year in college. I think coming into Arkansas, he'd only had 2 receptions while he was at Texas A&M and had a really good year last year. They've raved about Ty Lockwood. Obviously, I talked about the defensive guys, especially on the defensive line that were highly recruited coming out of high school. Ty Lockwood was so highly recruited that Nick Saban wanted to bring him in, so that tells you something. But he's made a lot of really good catches according to the staff. We've seen a few of those in practice. But I think you look at a guy like Matt Adcock that they brought in from Memphis, he's going to fill in that role. It was a really big loss, particularly from a run-blocking standpoint, to lose Maddox Lassiter for the season. I think Matt Adcock, probably out of the three tight ends that are going to play the most, probably fills that role the best. But Lockwood, to me, is a little bit of you could probably say a diamond in the rough, just hasn't fully gotten it going, but does have the talent, does have the size. But I feel like with him and Jay, and especially in those two tight end sets, whether maybe you have more of a receiving tight end with Jaden Platt and then Matt Adcock on the field who's more of a run blocker, I think they can do a lot of really good things with that, especially if you keep your running backs fresh and healthy.
Hey, what would you do game one? Do you believe the coaches that no quarterback has separated themselves yet? Are they still alternating who goes with first team, who goes with second team each practice? Who would you start, and would you play both quarterbacks in week one?
So I would not want to play. I'll answer the last part first. I would not want to do that. I mean, Matt, you obviously know about the quarterback position, and to me, I just don't think that's – you need to have your guy pretty much solid by game one to me. I don't think that they need to go in and splitting reps and splitting drives and things like that. But I haven't said this obviously on you guys' show, but I've been saying for a while now that I think that really since KJ Jackson has announced that – or when he announced that he was coming back in Ryan Silverfield's introductory press conference, to me – that was basically his job to lose more so than he or A.J. Hills to gain. I feel like that's kind of how it's been throughout the entire process. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going out there and, competing for it and the coaches are not evaluating it when they have their meetings and stuff, but I just feel like that it has been more of KJ's to lose. And I'd be very, very shocked if he is not announced at the starter. Silverfield did say last weekend that we should know whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We should know a little bit more. Obviously, that doesn't by this weekend. Obviously, that doesn't mean that a starter is going to be named, but maybe behind closed doors they'll know that. So they have still been splitting, like KJ going with the one, kind of like what they did in spring. They've done that in fall camp, just alternating those guys with the ones and the twos. But, guys, I'll be incredibly shocked if it's not KJ Jackson against North Alabama. Now, you would hope that I was listening to what y'all were talking about when you first opened up, you would hope that you get to that 41-10 range or basically just separate by at least early in the second half. And AJ, assuming that KJ is the starter, could come in and get some quality reps. But you definitely, to me, don't want to be alternating them on drives or anything like that. You want to have your guys set in stone by game one.
Kyle, thank you for making some time for us here this morning. This is Colton Little. Real quick question. We're going to flip back to the other side of the ball. They've recently taken advantage here of the 5-for-5 eligibility rules and kind of tried to bolster up that defensive back room with the return of Caleb Wooden and also Ivy League transfer Sean Williams as well. Is it time to panic a little bit about the defensive back room, or are they just trying to build a little bit of depth back there? Are these guys coming in to potentially vie for a starting position, or do they think that the defensive backfield is a little bit more locked up than maybe fans are probably anticipating right now?
I would say that it was just really more about depth. Ron Roberts talked about how they want to play three safeties. Now, obviously, one of those three safeties being that star position that Kamori House expects to start at, that hybrid linebacker and safety role. But you think about, too, like you've got Miguel Mitchell, who I think it's really – well, I don't think. I know it's kind of like put up or shut up time for him. He's been in the SEC for a long time, and now he's got to have that strong senior season. You really like what you have with Christian Harrison there and Kamori House. Like I said, mentioned him. I think that he's going to have a big year. But past that, you've got Tay Lockett, which they like him a lot. He actually had a really good day today in fall camp, but he's just a freshman. So there is some youth back there, and I think really since they do want to play those three safeties, you want to have that depth. And on top of that, Caleb Wooden, he didn't have a great season last year, but his best year was under Ron Roberts at Auburn in 2023. Didn't play as many snaps, but still nonetheless knows that defense, understands it, has been around it. So I think it was really just more about building depth. You know, how much will Sean Williams play? I know he's a little bit undersized for a safety, but nonetheless, I mean, if he's at Dartmouth, you've heard about him being at Dartmouth, definitely has the brains. We know that. So could just be one of those guys in the room that really just helps the other guys, whether it's the younger guys or just whatever, try to grasp that defense. But I don't necessarily think it's anything to panic about, but more so just the coaching staff kind of evolving to today's landscape that rules are basically changing every single day, and now you can add some guys since you've got scholarship room.
I want to flip the switch real fast and talk some high school football with you before we let you go. I know teams around the state, they're scrimmaging right now, getting ready for the season to start next week. Big games next week, like the Salt Bowl. You also have the Battle of Rogers Avenue next week. But everyone's kind of focused on this Bryant team bringing in St. Francis Academy. How big is that game going to be in 2 weeks on September 11th?
Oh, it's massive. It's so big. And Alyssa, you and I have talked about this on podcasts and kind of just to ourselves before. Like, I have kind of set my career on trying, especially covering the prep ranks, of trying to promote our kids and promote our teams playing the national squads, whether it's softball, baseball, basketball, or in this case, football. It's just so big. Also for the fact that St. Francis is willing to come all the way from Maryland, and they have seen what Bryant has done, 7 state championships in the last 8 years. Now, obviously, Bryant, you would hope that at the very least they would compete in that game and really not just make themselves look good, but Arkansas high school football look good in general. But nonetheless, a team of that caliber that is the defending national champion, they're consensus top 5 across the board, whatever preseason poll you look at, it's just really big for them to be coming here playing at War Memorial Stadium against the now 2-time defending state champion, as I said, 7 times in 8 years. So hopefully that will open the doors. We do have a lot of out-of-state, or at least multiple out-of-state games every single year, like PAs going to Melissa and so forth. But playing a team of this caliber is just a little bit different story, and I think that's just going to be huge for the entire state.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. They're having a press conference, right, later on this afternoon about it?
Yeah, it's at 1
that's
o'clock,
how big.
so in about an hour and a half. Yeah.
That's right. That's how big that game is. Kyle, thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate it, and I am really looking forward to having you here on Thursday. So thanks so much for the time.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Really looking forward to it. Y'all have a good rest of your day.
All right. Thanks so much, Kyle. Appreciate him. Again, the publisher of Hogs Beat, but also has been covering the prep ranks for a really long time around the state and really all sports. And so we love kind of picking his brain and being able to share that with you guys here coming up on Thursdays. We're going to hit a break and we'll be right back after this.
I like these guys. They are funny guys.
This is halftime.
The Saracen Casino Hotel is now open and accepting reservations. Saracen's new 14-story hotel features 318 modern guest rooms and suites, offering luxe accommodations paired with the elevated amenities and the southern hospitality customers have come to expect from Saracen Casino Resort. And while you're at it, don't skip dinner at Red Oak, recognized as Arkansas's best restaurant for 5 years running. Book your stay with Saracen by visiting SaracenResort.com or calling Saracen today.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-MY-RESET.
At United Federal Credit Union, our checking accounts meet you where you are. Free checking gives you everything you need with no strings attached. Safe Spend lets you set debit card limits for the whole family. And Ultra Checking rewards higher balances. Plus, our digital banking and mobile app let you manage it all in one place. Visit unitedfcu.com/checking to get started. United Federal Credit Union, we get you. Insured by NCUA. Membership subject to eligibility. Free checking with e-documents. A $2.50 fee applies for each paper statement if you are not enrolled in e-documents.
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
Remember 2016? You had nowhere to be and no worries.
It was pure joy. Now, Taco Bell's bringing back the joy of 2016 with 4 favorites. The Naked Chicken Chalupa with all white meat chicken, the Beefy Crunch Burrito, the Mexi Melt, and the Caramel Apple Empanada, all just like you remember. Relive 2016 now at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForsgren.com.
Congratulations, you're officially part of the Crane Cash Winner's Circle. Feels good to celebrate those huge savings and all that extra Crane cash for your trade, doesn't it? With Crane, it's easy to feel like a champion.
That's because we'll beat any competitor's price. That's right. Bring us anyone else's deal and we'll beat it. Now that's winning. That's the Crane team.
Find your winning deal at craneteam.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
See it in everyone. Like a lost idea under light bulbs none. Your eyes ready for takeoff, melting your head. Stay where
Make sure to follow Halftime on X at Hit That Line AR and on Facebook and Instagram at Hit That Line. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Welcome back here to Halftime on this Thursday. Good to be with you. And we've talked a little bit about the run game. So we're going to circle back a little bit more to that since we were able to talk with Coach Johnson and hear from Sutton Smith and Braylon Russell yesterday. I'm looking here. I'm pulling up some of my stats from last season just to kind of get an idea of exactly what things look like. Though, of course, Sutton Smith was with Memphis last year. He was not with Arkansas, but we've said it a million times, guys. This is, a put up or shut up kind of year for Braylon. And Colton, there's that clip of Coach Johnson talking about just, Braylon and being really motivated this season and how things have gone for him.
You could tell it's a sense of urgency for him. He's been waiting for this. Just didn't know how to go about it, and now he's in a good light, and I keep telling him, I'm pushing him. I try to push him sometimes just to see what he's going to do, how he's going to respond, and I think he's been doing a good job of responding the right way because I coach him extremely hard, and I think he's excited about the season. He wants to see, what he's going to do, how he's going to be, productive.
He was behind Mike Washington a season ago, who was 4th overall in the SEC in rushing. But then, of course, Taylon Green using his legs as much as he did inside the top 10 at number 10 when it comes to rushing yards last year in the SEC. And so Braylon Russell, when you look at this list, you're going to find him at 30th. He's got a lot of work to do to try to see what he can become this year in the SEC. I think he has it in him. Yeah, like that's the thing I think that's been most frustrating for me when it comes to Braylon is you know that he has the talent to do it and you know that he's capable. It's always just kind of been between the ears. And can he get right there and really take that big step forward on a football field?
Yeah, I love his body. I love his hands. I mean, we've seen him play the last couple of years, spot playing here and there, and kind of doing his thing. And I don't look too much into the Mississippi State game when he pulled his hammy, but still did his thing. But I do look more into that than I do a jamboree. I mean, it's still an SEC team, and I think he's ready too. I mean, if not now, when? And his earning power. This is the thing. If you're somebody who loves Braylon Russell and you're somebody that's talking to him and you have a sit down and you say, "Hey, Holmes, do you understand that what you're doing right now, you have about 5 to 7 years left to make your money? Like that's it. Then you can go coach, you can go do other things, but running backs don't play for 20. You better figure it out now and make that it, because your window, I know you're a youngster, but this is it, man. By the time you're 28, you're not going to be playing. And if you can't do it in the SEC, if you can't do it, then you're not even going to get to play on Sunday. So then really you only have 2 years left. So yeah, it's like, hey man, let's go all in. Let's do it. What are you focusing on? Are you like Kyler Murray that wants to go play Call of Duty all the time? Or do you want to study your playbook? Do you want to go get treatment? Do you want to understand the concepts and be a great teammate? Like now's the time.
With Braylon, too, he shed a lot of weight this offseason, too, kind of baby fat, a little bit of extra kind of around the middle right there, and that's definitely going to be one of those things that may catapult him into getting a few more carries just because he's not carrying quite so much weight around with him as well. And, Matt, when it comes to running backs, like we heard Clay talk about this before, you have the experience of handing it off to multiple guys in the backfield. You have to have a stable. You have to have more than just one. So having a guy like Braylon Russell and Sutton Smith, it's like we talk about with the quarterbacks. If you're running different packages because they have different skills, that's exactly what you want in your running back room.
I'm telling you, Moss, that kid from Texas A&M who's now playing on Sundays. When we played A&M a couple years ago, I know he got hurt, but that's who I think Braylon Russell can be. Braylon can be that guy that, man, we get into the end of the third quarter or the fourth quarter, and it's a one-score game. That's who I want to give the ball to, because defenses don't want to tackle all game, and they definitely don't want to tackle Sutton Smith. And then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, you're getting a fresh Braylon like that. That's not what they. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a recipe. That's a recipe to win football games.
He also reminds me a lot when you look at kind of his body to a Jonathan Williams and that 1-2 punch that was Alex Collins and John. Though Alex and Jonathan were both, bigger backs. He reminds me a lot of kind of Jay Will and has, again, so much potential. Sky's the limit for him. I think we're all optimistic at what he could bring to Arkansas. It just all depends on how much he wants it. Right. And Matt, you're so right. Like, you forget how quickly you flip a switch and you go from, you're just you're a running back out of Benton. And now here you are, your junior year with Arkansas, and you got to start, putting your money where your mouth is a little bit, and buckling down, because, running backs right now, they don't have a ton of shelf life in football or just the NFL in general. So I hope it does. Obviously, we're all optimistic there. And I think having a guy like Sutton Smith has been good for him, not just from a mental standpoint and a confidence standpoint, but feeling like, this is someone who actually, yes, exactly.
Well, and learn from it. If it's I don't understand, pass blocking concepts, or I don't understand blitz pickup. What is the problem? What's the disconnect that Braylon Russell didn't get to play last year? What's the disconnect where a kid from Memphis who hasn't ever done anything gets to start over? Like you should have a little chip on your shoulder. And I'm not talking bad about Sutton Smith. I'm just saying he went to Memphis. What's it like? 1 year he had 500 yards rushing it. That's not a thing that says, oh, all of a sudden he's going to come to the SEC and rush for 1,200. Yeah. I hope he does. But when you're looking at that, it's like, so that you're telling me this guy that went to Memphis is better than you? Like, there should be some type of desire, some type of passion, some type of fight, some type of want to say, I'm the dude. And so that's what you're hoping it clicks for Braylon Russell. And You know how I feel. You need a stable of running backs. I hope Sutton Smith is amazing. I've never seen that dude play. Not one single time have I seen him play. I hope he's amazing. I'm going to watch him September 12th. I'm going to watch him run the ball and see what he can do. I hope he's everything that he's supposed to be. And if you can get him and Braylon Russell both kicking on all gears, man, you can win a couple ball games this year.
That's right. Watch out. You're 100% right. And when you look at, to your point, Matt, which Sutton Smith was a season ago, even though he had a good year for Memphis, 14th in the American Conference in rushing last year, 14th. So it's not like you said, he didn't light the world on fire in the American, and now he's over here seeing what he can do in the SEC. He's going to be talented. He has the capabilities, just like Braylon does. But to your point, I think a big thing hinged on the fact that Braylon Russell has taken a little bit to mature into his own. And he's continuing to still do that right now. Mature into his own and who he wants to be as a football player, and not what everyone else expects him to be as a football player or praises him to be as a football player. There's a real thing, and I know you know this, Matt, and Colton, you know this too, that if you are the guy for so long and all you've done is been praised about how good you are and how everyone should want you and you're an alpha and no one's better than you, because it's become, football was easy, right? When he was in high school, football was easy for him. It was natural for him. But then there also comes a point, and we've talked about this, where hard work is always going to outlast talent. And you can't just expect to be the guy because you've been the guy your entire life, but now you get to campus and you've got to work for that spot. You're not automatically a starter. So guys are going to come in here and they're going to beat you. That's why, I mean, again, and Mike Washington was talented last year. He deserved every single carry that he got last year because he earned it. And I think it's taken Braylon Russell a while, and he continues to do that, mature into his own and realize that your talent is only going to get you so far, and there's got to be the buy-in. That's why his body looks different. There's got to be the mental buy-in. That's got to be in the playbook. There's got to be something that separates you, because it's no longer just about how talented you are on the football field.
You can control your attitude, and that's what he has to do. He's got to control himself. You're right, Alyssa. Control what he can control and be prepared.
I hope he does. I really do. Because I'm rooting for him, just like you. Rooting for Sutton Smith, rooting for Braylon Russell, rooting for this running back room, which, according to Phil Steele, we'll get into this more later on in the show, after we do our year in review, has ranked the top 66 running backs groups and the teams with the best running back group. Anyone want to guess who the number one team is? The number one team, the team with the number one running back.
Missouri.
There you go.
Missouri.
Ding,
That's
ding, ding.
the last 5 years. That's why do you think they whoop our butt every year? You know, they're more physical, and they want it more. They have an identity. Missouri's been one of the best. Was it Ahmad Hardy a couple years ago?
He's still there.
Still Ahmad Hardy.
Still there. Who was the guy that? Oh man, he was a one-cut runner like Schrader. Yeah,
Schrader. That guy's story. He won the Burlsworth Award. That guy's story is insane. He wasn't highly recruited out of high school.
Maybe
went
that's
to
Sutton
an
Smith.
NAIA
Maybe Sutton
school.
Smith is that guy. Maybe he's a Schrader.
And then he walks. He like convinces Missouri to give him an opportunity, and just lights the world on fire. And I remember him winning the Burlsworth Award, and that ceremony is about 2 weeks or so after the end of the season. And so he had come down here and just, I think, put up like stupid video game numbers against Arkansas. And then he comes back down here, wins the Burlsworth Award. And the first thing he says is, I really appreciate you guys letting me back into the state of Arkansas.
That's funny.
I was like, well done. I like this kid. I like this kid. But yeah, I mean, Missouri right now, the number one running back room in the college football, according to Phil Steele. We're going to dive in more into that list later on in the show, but we're going to keep things going here. Have our day in review coming up next. But obviously, if you're looking for lunch, a great place to go and hang out and even grab a beer and some good food, Flyaway Brewing Company in Fayetteville. Their menu is fantastic. Obviously, they're going to have some great beer on tap. Anything you could want and need, you're going to find at Flyaway. And then once game day rolls around, they have got tons of screens and a massive big screen that you can go and watch all these games on Friday nights or Saturday nights or even Sunday during NFL Sunday. So make sure to go head to Flyaway Brewing Company in Fayetteville on Zion Road and make it your next stop.
You guys know yet? Are those games going to be broadcast somewhere?
Flow Sports, AT.
Flow Sports. Oh, boy.
This is halftime.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful. Not when you work with Tara Lindbergh and the Lindbergh Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust the team that delivers results. Go to LindberghTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
The Arkansas Department of Transportation reminds you there is zero tolerance for handheld devices in highway construction zones, which are hands-free by law. And always slow down when you see orange barrels. Help us keep road workers and drivers safe. We all want to get home at the end of the day. Just remember, slow down, phone down. It only takes a second to change your life or someone else's. This message from the Arkansas Department of Transportation, the Arkansas Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
We've got big news from Roback. This entire week, Roback is launching its brand new collegiate collection, just in time for the fall season. And if you're an Arkansas fan, you're in luck. The Arkansas collection officially dropped, and there's plenty of inventory available. So whether you're headed to the stadium watching from home or just looking to upgrade your game day gear, now's the time to check out Roback's new Arkansas collegiate collection. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with a CPAP every night? The noise, the constant cleaning. Is your wife telling you she can't take the noise anymore? Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental Practice, Fort Smith, can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. Call for your appointment today, 226-3500. Get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging, your Xerox authorized dealer in the River Valley. Xerox is more than just a brand, it's your ultimate business partner. Whether you need high-speed printers, powerful copiers, or seamless cloud solutions, Xerox has the tools to keep your business running smoothly and efficiently. And right now, for a limited time, we're offering a free Xerox color printer with the lease or purchase of many Xerox models. To learn more, call us at 783-6600 or visit us at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, your partner in business success.
Summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
It's quite possible. Third man
It's a fact that I'm the seventh son.
Review. Yes, good stuff.
Who's it? Who's the bird?
It's time for Today in Review. All the information you need to know about the moment. Today, right here, right now. Only on Halftime.
So much to learn.
Time for our Today in Review right here on Halftime. Let's get into some events of review today. Hey, today in 1896, the dial telephone is patented. So pick up your telephone right now and give us a call. Give us a text, 877-377-6963. You've been able to do it now for over 130 years. Pretty good. Pretty good stuff right there. 1920, American Professional Football Association forms with Jim Thorpe as president and later becomes the National Football League. Jim Thorpe, one of the most underrated athletes in the history of all of American sports. Hey, today in 1920, the first U.S. radio station in Detroit begins daily broadcasting. That's why today, guys, it's our day. It's National Radio Day. So shout out to us. Shout out to all of our fantastic listeners out there as well across all of our great shows here on ESPN Arkansas. Also today, 1965, the Rolling Stones released their single, their first United States #1 hit, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. Happy birthday to the great Robert Plant, lead singer for Led Zeppelin. You remember Stairway to Heaven, all the good stuff. Turned 78 today. Also a happy birthday to Mr. Limp Bizkit himself, Fred Durst, born today in 1970 in Gastonia, North Carolina. Amy Adams, also born today in 1974.
Wow,
Junebug,
she's
Enchanted.
52?
52 years old today, yeah.
Wow.
Junebug, Enchanted, Julie and Julia, American Hustle, Big Eyes. I know her best for Talladega Nights. Ricky Bobby is not a thinker. Ricky Bobby is a driver. So, National Day today, as we mentioned, National Radio Day, National Bacon Lovers Day, and National Chocolate Pecan Pie Day. Don't know why you'd
How can
ruin
you
a
not love
perfectly good
bacon?
pecan pie with chocolate, but I don't know. And yeah, who doesn't like bacon? It's the best. Crispy or
I don't know people like
crispy
that.
or floppy? How do you like it?
Oh, very crispy. Extra crispy.
Matt, how do you like your bacon?
Yeah, cooked.
Cooked. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
No, crispy.
right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, my wife likes it like damn near burnt, just black and just crumbled into
Almost,
little tiny
yeah.
pieces. Yeah, I like to meet
I'd
somewhere
eat
in
it.
the middle.
There you go. Medium.
Yeah, medium, if you can do it that way. That's your Today in Review. Do it every single day right here on Halftime. Today it's brought to you by our good friends over at Twin Peaks. The Twin Peaks lunch menu leads the league in scratch-made classics, including the iconic turkey avocado smash. You can lead the chicken Caesar salad or take down other Twin Peaks picks like the cheeseburger and chicken tenders. Also, that frosty 29-degree draft beer and wall-to-wall TVs make Twin Peaks the ultimate sports lodge. Pull up a seat and enjoy all their handcrafted favorites. It's Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, and scenic views located on Promenade Boulevard near Highway 62 in Whitaker. More Halftime coming up.
Summer heat is on, but that means fall is not far away. Bow hunters, get into Jelco and check out the new bows, sights, arrows, and releases. Pick up a new back target and get ready for opening day. Saddle equipment and stands are now in stock. The summer sale is still underway with buy one, get one 50% off on select clothing. See the new shipment of local boy and girls clothing that's just arrived. Shop local. Shop Jelco Outdoors. Work, fish, hunt. That's what we do. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match along.
We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any two for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Looking for quality building materials and service you can count on? Visit Lumber One. Lumber One carries lumber, plywood, drywall, insulation, and roofing. Also, cabinet takeoffs for both kitchen and bath. Their full-line door shop offering exterior and interior doors, windows, and trim. They also provide blueprint takeoffs and estimates. Visit Lumber One at 3335 Industrial Park Road in Van Buren or call 474-4444. Lumber One. Go where the pros go, where service still matters. Looking for quality metal buildings and roofing? Metal Mart has you covered. From prefabricated metal buildings to custom trim, carports, and more, Metal Mart is your one-stop shop. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are always welcome, and their experts will help you calculate the materials you need, all at a price you can afford. With locations in Fort Smith, Little Rock, and Jonesboro, or visit metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we should see ample sunshine with a chance of scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, especially across the north. Our high temperatures today will be in the mid to upper 90s. We will start to dry things out a little later on tonight. Overnight low into the low 70s. Sunny skies mid to upper 90s on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 16 days.
Listen to this. I've been ringing the bell for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime. What you gonna bring to the table tonight? Tonight, this moment, this hour. It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fellas.
I've never taken the high road. What I tell other people to is then there's more room for me on the low road.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So, look, I'm not a big Jinx guy, but I also am a big Jinx guy.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
I just think it kind of fell flat, but such a great concept.
And that was one of Coach Nutt's messages. The only people that know what's going on are the people inside that room.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
Throw the football to the right team. What a concept.
Little.
It's far too late for me. I've made some enemies since I started talking here on the radio.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
Set your alarm for whatever time you want to get up and get your butt up 100%.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. This is halftime.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Hope you're having a good day. Thanks for joining us here on Halftime. Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, Colton Little had a great conversation with Kyle Sutherland earlier today. If you missed that, you can obviously find it on our Eastside Liquor Halftime podcast. Excited to have Hal Mummy coming up this hour and Brett Dolan next hour. So it's a great Thursday. A lot to talk about and get to and discuss. And here's the deal. I wanted to talk about this. I didn't want to get into it really in the first hour because I wanted to talk about the running backs in Arkansas. But there is we continue to see so many things with the NCAA and their rulings and the 5-for-5 thing. And that concept of you get 5 years to play makes sense. 5 years of eligibility in that window, that makes sense. The problem is, now you have judges that are ruling that these guys who have already either are done playing in their right minds, got drafted by the NFL, have played in the preseason or have signed as a free agent, played in preseason in the NFL, and now have decided, I want to come back to college. And so that's what's happening. So as of Monday, you have got, and really the last couple hours, you've got at least 3 or 4 guys who have now said, you know what? I was part of a team. I got cut from a team on an NFL roster. Now I want to come back to college. Are you kidding me? You left college. Like, you're done.
Actions, decisions, they all have consequences.
Thank you.
You knew what's up. It's sorry about that. Keep trying. Go to the CFL. There's other places beyond the practice squad. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say it's the best time ever in the history of life to be a college athlete. These college players are making more than what a free agent NFL guy's making. Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, an undrafted guy that's signed to the practice squad, you're going to make more money playing in a Power 4 school than you are being on the practice squad.
It's wild to me. And here's the deal, too. So this is the example I'm going to use because it's the most recent one from CBS Sports. But Seattle Seahawks, they waived their running back TJ Harden on Wednesday. Okay, that was yesterday. And so now he's decided that he intends to enter the NCAA transfer portal following a court ruling that happened earlier, granting him that additional season of eligibility because he was part of that 2022 class. He played at UCLA, finished at SMU last year, and got into the draft. He went undrafted, signed with the Browns as a free agent, then was with the Seattle Seahawks. But now, because it's not working out in the NFL, you're just going to go back to college football. And he's one of 16 players that are doing this because there's a judge somewhere, which we have realized that if you're just not happy with something that's happening in the NCAA and college athletics, just find you a judge. They'll likely side with you because that's how the world works now. There are no rules. You guys are eligible because of this 5-for-5 thing.
Same thing. If you're a second-round pick in the NBA, if you're a guy that gets cut and they're going to sign you to a practice squad, you can make more money in college. Like there's no, like Coach Cal's even talked about it. I mean, there's was it Dabo that talked? There's a couple other coaches that were talking about it. It's like right now in college sports, why are you trying in such a hurry to go somewhere else when you're playing against kids, lesser competition? You're not playing against grown men. You're playing less games. It's easier on your body, and you can make more money. It's somebody got bad advice. He should be a little bit more upset with the people around him instead of the rules.
And those are the people right there that deserve the blame. If you're shifting blame on the players and you're calling them losers, you're a loser. It's not their fault. You're taking advantage of the system that is completely dumb and broken. I'm playing devil's advocate here because I'm in lockstep with both of you. It's dumb. The eligibility rules and judges just being able to exercise and flex their power whenever they want so their alma mater can get a leg up and get these guys that are obviously well past their college years back onto the roster to help maybe have them make a college football championship run is stupid. And I'm completely with you on that. But we should not be faulting any of these players for trying to do what they think is best and to make more money. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, at all. Because I'll tell you this, if somebody offers me a job for better money somewhere else, I'm going to have to mull it over and think it. Thank God that's not going to happen because I'm not that talented. But the point is, when you're in a better situation and you can go back to that, well, I don't know why you wouldn't do it. It's not the fault of these players that are trying to, do the best that they can with the God-given abilities that they have. It's the fault of the system. And like Matt said, the people in their ear, the people in their camp telling them that, hey, this is okay. You can break the rules. That's totally fine. And why do we even care about rules anymore? There hardly are any.
The rules are there ain't no rules.
Right.
Really. And here's to you look at this guy, this TJ Hart. I'm going to keep picking on him because he's the example in front of my face. He played his 4 years. And in his mind, those 4 years of eligibility were up. The only option he had was to enter the NFL draft. He didn't go get drafted, and then he signed a free agent contract with the Browns and then with the Seahawks, and then he got waived. But now he's saying, "Oh, I technically could have stayed in college, so I want to go back to college." That's the precedent that you've set with this 5-for-5 thing. And I get that you were trying to make things seem fair for that class of 2022, but that should have been a 5-for-5 starting with the class of 2023. So that way you're still in school and you had the option, knowing before your season even started, that I have an option to come back because I've got this 5-for-5 thing now that's happening. And I understand, but it sucks for these guys. And we could sit here and say, man, that sucks that this didn't happen and this didn't come out. And, the NCAA is really bad at acting like they want to put things out there that just opens up this free-for-all and then trying to, pack it all back into this nice little package. It never works out. But at the same time, that's like saying you guys, like Matt, it's like, Matt, you didn't have NIL. You didn't have rev share when you were an athlete. And it's like, that sucks, but you can't just go back and pay every athlete that played college athletics over the last century because they weren't players in the NIL era. You can't just go back and put things back into a box. So that's my issue is you can't, just because it didn't work out in the NFL, and maybe you'll get signed to a practice squad. Shoot, I just watched a story about this other guy who's on the Seahawks who was an undrafted free agent. He got waived, so he went and got his real estate license, and he started student substitute teaching in Seattle, and then got a call week 16 and was a part of the team that won a Super Bowl last year.
How
cool
go
get a
is
job.
That? Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and so now he's back in training camp with them. But that's what he did. He was like, I just put my head down. I just got my real estate license, started substitute teaching, and then they called me week 16.
There's
sign me to their practice squad.
What are there? 32 teams in the NFL. 50 guys per roster. What's that? 1,500 give or take. So you And then you add 32 teams and 53, so 1,600. Let's say there's 1,600 NFL players. There's more than 1,600 NFL players in the SEC alone, in the Big Ten alone. Like it's a like the percentage of guys that make it to that next level is so slim and so small, and we all think we are. Every single guy up there thinks they're going to go to the next level. It's wild, man. I would stay in college. The amount of money you're getting in college, unless you're like a first round pick or any like, what are you in such a hurry? They have to, the antiquated thinking that they have, it's not what it was 20 years ago. Like you just said, nobody's getting NIL, nobody's getting rev share, now it's totally different. You have to look differently at the college landscape and understand that it rivals the NFL. It's not, it's no longer the little brother. There's guys making more money in college than they're going to make in the NFL. A lot of guys.
That's right. That's right. And I mean, look at what Dante Moore did. To your point, even when you could make a lot of money in the NFL, he decided to not go into the draft this upcoming year, this last year, so he could come back to Oregon and try to win Oregon a national championship, but then also continue to make what he was making and then some. So at this point, to your point, Matt, those guys are making more money. You could also stay and continue to play, but you don't just get to go and say, oh, it's not working out here, so I'm going to just go back to where it was working. And to your point where the math doesn't math, this was before NIL, before the 5 for 5, obviously, when guys in the basketball world, the one and dones, and I remember Leonard Hamilton coming, and it makes sense, and it backs up what you're trying to say. There are only so many picks in the NBA draft. And whoever is giving these guys advice of, hey, you should totally enter into the NBA draft, you're not going to get drafted. Those numbers don't number. That math doesn't math. There are not enough of you guys to fill every single one of these slots. Or there's not enough slots to fill every single one of you guys. And so the bad advice that's given out there to these athletes to go pro or do something at that next level, and next thing you know, you find yourself, cut or waived,
gotta change your
or
dream.
you don't have anywhere.
The dream, it's not the same, and I don't it'd take a couple years, but it's like, oh, the dream's to make it to the NFL. Okay, yeah, that's cool. The dream should be to make it to college. Like that's the amount of money they're getting in like that should be, and then start understanding. And if you make it to the NFL, that's awesome. But a lot of these kids will never make that amount of money again in what they choose to do. And like some of them might, but a lot of these kids won't. A lot of these kids will never get close to making the type of yearly money that they're making playing college sports and that they're going to make in the rest of their life.
We got a text here from JT in Hot Springs as well, and he's 100% accurate. When did our judicial system become so weak? Because if you're a judge out there,
because it's trendy.
Thank you.
You want to be trendy. That's it. That's it. You want to be trendy. You want to sit here and act like, these are people's rights and all those kinds of things. And it all goes back to what Matt said too. It's all about actions have consequences. And what is it? Is it when Newton's law of like every reaction has a positive and equal reaction? Every action has a positive and equal reaction. It's just like this.
Yeah.
Thank you. I knew it was something like that. It's been a long time since
one of the laws of science.
I know. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. But that's what I'm trying to say. I appreciate you. This is why I'm in radio. And so that's the thing. Once you make a decision, once you decide to go down a path, you can't just rewind and change it because it didn't work out. If it doesn't work out, start a new path. What direction does that take you? But you don't get to just go sue somebody because now you want to go back to what you should have maybe probably chosen to do and took the other path. That's not how that works.
Well, it helps for our fodder.
Ruining everything.
We gives us something to talk about. So I like it.
It's ruining sports. I just want to talk about games. I don't want to talk about people making judge did this and a judge did that and kids are suing and we're starting unions and
you can't wear number 5 at LSU.
You can
only give low 4s. No more high fives.
The internet has been on fire and it's been the most beautiful thing. And LSU football has just trolled it in promoting DJ Pickett, and it's fantastic. I love every second of it. Makes me happy. So yeah, we can troll Jane Daniels all we want to. Totally cool with that. But yeah, there it is. I was reading it yesterday and it just drove me nuts. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Appreciate you all. I appreciate you all. Hey, let's take a break as we get ready to welcome in How Mommy here at 12:30. Excited for him to join us and here on this Thursday on Halftime. Before we go, though, do you have sleep apnea? Are you tired of dealing with the CPAP every night, all that noise or constant cleaning? Well, I've got good news for you. Dr. Bo Sparkman at Valley Family Dental can help you with sleep apnea with a custom dental appliance that allows you to get rid of that annoying CPAP. Dr. Sparkman has years of experience and has treated hundreds of patients just like you. So pick up the phone now, call 226-3500 and get rid of your CPAP with Valley Family Dental at Riley Farm in Fort Smith and Roland, Oklahoma.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Hey, it's Zach from the Ruskin and Zach Show. We're live at Sutherland's in Huntsville with Austin and the crew on Thursday, August 27th. Summer is almost over. Make your home projects happen before fall begins with the help of Sutherland's. Stay cool with Mr. Cool mini split air conditioners. Keep the lights on with that Generac whole home generator and transform your backyard and new decks, fences, pergolas, barns, and more. Plus, if you're looking for a new mower, check out the Bad Boy lineup available now at Sutherland's. It's us, Ruskin and Zach, live at Sutherland's Thursday, August the 27th, 121 Lee Street in Huntsville. Sutherland's, home starts here.
Selling your home doesn't have to be stressful, not when you work with Tara Limbird and the Limbird Real Estate Group. With over $1 billion in real estate sold, Tara's team knows how to make the process simple, successful, and even enjoyable. They can provide you with a cash offer in 72 hours, or you can use Tara's high-octane marketing and sell your home for thousands over asking. When it's time to buy or sell, trust a team that delivers results. Go to LimbirdTeam.com, LIMBIRD.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Wheeler Power Sports is proud to be the local factory authorized dealer for raw electric dirt bikes. Just charge it up and head out to your local trail, track, fishing spot, or to scout for the new deer season. The possibilities are endless, and so is this power. Instant torque at the twist of the throttle, ready to go full throttle without the noise? Get your hands on a raw E dirt bike today at Wheeler Power Sports. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hotline, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Duration, Super Deck, and Woodscapes products August 14th through the 24th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Up to $6,000 off and 1.9% financing for 60 months or 2.9% for 72 months on new 2026 GMC Sierras and Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Get the rebate and low financing on an all-new GMC Sierra. There's one last 2025 GMC Hummer SUT. Save $15,000 off. Hurry before it's gone. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Some marvelous description.
Find Halftime on 93.7 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith and the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Join the conversation. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now, here's Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Welcome back here to the show on this Thursday. Glad to be with you here on Halftime. And we will head to our Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Always call us 877-377-6963. Charlie calling in, waiting so patiently through that break to join us. What's going on?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing? How's it going, Matt? Colton?
Good.
We're
Charles,
good deal.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Colton, I haven't had a chance to really hear the show today, but I did hear part of, I think, a rant of yours, which, by the way, your rant always has facts attached to them, so I love them. And they're usually real and honest. So that's why I jump on board with them. But I think you were talking about, if I'm not mistaken, you guys were touching on the issue with the players coming back after they, right, Alyssa? Was that what we
That's
were?
right.
And then Colton was pointing out something that I think he's 100% right on. A lot of times it's the people in their ear that are, isn't that what you were saying, Colton?
Well,
I don't want to misquote you. Go ahead.
Just echoing what Matt said, that I mean, the blame can't fall to all these players for just trying to take
It's
advantage of a broken system. And we had a text here just a minute ago. I think it's from Adam and Wynn here, said these guys didn't have the opportunity to play an extra year because the rule change came out after they were gone. So just they have bad advice in their ear. It's not a pretty look. It's not a very good optical situation for these guys to be in. But at the same time, like Matt said, this is the best time in the world to be a college athlete. So if you can go back and get that money, I wouldn't fault anybody for trying to get a bag. We don't pocket watch here on Halftime. No, sir.
Oh, no. And I'm 100% with you. I just, validate part of your point there, the thing about it is when I was 18 to 22 years old, and I still listen to my parents to this day, but I mean, I'm going to listen to those people too. I mean, and they're in their ear, and the decisions that a lot of these kids are making, and look, at the end of the day, these agents, they want to make money too. They're probably telling them, hey, go pro, leave early, do this, do that. And I think there's just so much today. And I'm calling out everybody on this. Like, some people are just so much about themselves. Like, it's hard to find people, like Matt always talks about, get with people that actually have your best interest in mind, and then they're going to give you good quality advice. And at that age, I mean, 18 to 22, I wouldn't even know where to look. Alyssa,
Yeah.
I mean, at 18 to 22, I mean, I was an idiot, and I'm still kind of an idiot, but I'm a much less of an idiot now than I was at that age. You just don't know. And I kind of feel sorry for these kids, but Matt is right. It's a great time to be a college athlete, but I worry about I'm going to throw this out there real quick, and then I'm going to get off because it's kind of on my mind. I worry about the mental health of these kids when it's all said and done. And I know this is a sports show and stuff like that, but like when these kids get done playing or they get out of college and they get in the real world, because Cal talks about this, it ain't going to be like this. And that's the only part that bothers me. Like, I know when they're gone, and that's it. But, man, you build these relationships with these people and then they get out in the real world and it ain't like this. That's the message that's being sent to these kids. And it just does, it's going to affect them in the long term. And I worry about that. I mean, we can talk about football, any sport, or all we want, but it's the adults that are the problem with a lot of these rulings and this stuff. These are the people making the decisions, and I'm sorry, it's hard for me to even watch it. But I can't blame these kids for any of this stuff. That's just my take. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Yeah, no, I think you make a really good point. And yeah, we are a sports show, but we also talk about plenty of other things. But you're absolutely right.
We're people that deal with mental health issues of our own from time to time.
Yeah, and I think it's important. And Charlie, you make some really good points there. That when it's all said and done, like when football's over, when the money of the NIL and revenue sharing is done, because just like Matt pointed out in the previous segment, what is it, like 10% of college athletes will go on to be pro? Maybe. Like that's actually probably a bigger number. So what are you doing afterwards? Where's that money going? And now you're waking up at 18 years old, 19, 20 years old, and you've got like 3 zeros behind a bigger number in your bank account. How are you being diligent and smart and making sure that you are setting yourselves up? Like teaching these kids how to pay taxes. Unless they're in Arkansas, they ain't got to pay state taxes. But you got to pay federal taxes. You're going to be have to learn how to manage your money. You want to make sure that you are not over here spending all of this money and then all of a sudden you turn around and you don't have any. And not only do you not have any, you're not really sure where that next paycheck is coming from because you were focused on the wrong things. So I think he makes a really good point that you got to be smart and you have to surround yourself when you give young people money like this and privilege like this and opportunities like this, that they're set up for success when it's all done, right? And everyone knows, if you've done any kind of psychology class or listen to a podcast or, reading of some sorts, right? Your frontal cortex does not develop till you're about 25 years old. So decision making plays a big part in that.
And I think concussions play a big part in that. You talk about your brain still developing and you're playing a collision sport. So you need people, but you need people around you to help 100%. You that you trust.
100%.
Did you say 25 on that prefrontal cortex?
Yep, 25.
Damn, I'm falling way behind. Damn.
Well, stop it. But that's the truth, right? But you're yet, having these 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds make big time decisions. I had a friend, and this was way, 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 way early, no NIL, all that kind of stuff going into college. A friend of mine in high school got drafted by the Cubs out of high school. He was an 18-year-old kid. Like we weren't wealthy. We were middle class, right? And he was like, I woke up with thousands and thousands of dollars in my bank account, and I might have had 13 when I went to sleep. And he was like, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know how to handle that. And I was immature and I was dumb. And now, it didn't work out in Major League Baseball. But he didn't have any way to set himself up for success when Major League Baseball was done, however long that was. He didn't have the tools, right? And wasn't it Allen Iverson that would buy a new outfit for every time that he would go to a new city?
Mm-hmm.
And he would leave his old clothes in the hotel? And I think he learned pretty easily that, can't go waste money like that. You just have to be smart. So Charlie makes an excellent, excellent point there.
AI was the answer. He was so good. I think he's one of the first guys to sign a lifetime contract with Reebok.
Mm-hmm.
Reebok probably got a really good deal. I think Allen AI also had a guy on payroll that just did his hair.
Yes.
Somebody that would travel with them
Just
and
for
he'd
his
give him
braids,
60
yeah.
grand a year just to that's
Mhm.
all the person did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Snoop Dogg, had a joint roller.
Lives in a different world. I know we live on
He
planet
just
Earth,
traveled.
but he
He just
lives in a
traveled
different
with him
world
with a
than we live in.
suitcase. With a suitcase. There are jobs like that out there. If you're looking for a job. Hey, speaking of jobs, we're gonna take a break. Hey, speaking of jobs, we're gonna talk to How Mommy, but then before we hit the 1 o'clock hour, we'll talk about Lenore Sellers' job that he's got going on right now in the middle of football season because he's not taking any classes. He told people yesterday. Good for him. Good for him. We're hitting a break here. Want to remind you, Fort Smith, if you're out there, it is hot. But, if you get up really, really early and you want to go fishing, well, your next Grace fishing story starts with a brand new Bass Pro Shops outpost on Bass Pro Drive right off of Rogers Avenue, and step into and discover the Pradco store within a store where you can design a custom autographed lure from iconic shapes as well as colors and all kinds of combos as well. So make sure to go hit up the Bass Pro Outpost now in Fort Smith and design your next fishing lure. We're going to have more halftime after this.
Oh, you seen much combat?
Well, I've seen a little on TV.
This is halftime.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Welcome back into halftime live from the Crabtree RV Studios. Crabtree RV Center in Alma, where we make your dreams come true.
Back to school relief at Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesall. This rebate check is good on both new Fords and pre-owned vehicles, and a great selection and a great time to buy a brand new Ford because not only do you get the rebate, but you get the factory incentives and the low financing.
Yes, and that's a big deal, Tommy. I mean, you're talking about 2.9% financing at 72 months and at 84 months. That saves you thousands and thousands of dollars just when you're financing. It gets you a cheaper payment, puts you in a better equity position. Guys, right now really is the time to buy. And our pre-owned, me and you've been doing this together for what, 8 years now, 9 years? Guys, this is the most inventory that I've had on this lot in the last 5 years. So it doesn't matter what you're looking for, car, truck, van, or SUV. Come and ask for me at Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford. This is where you're going to find your best deal.
And find out about 2.9% financing for 72 or 84 months with approved credit on all 26 Ford F-150s. Harry Robinson, Saddlesall Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddlesall. Online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Looking for quality building materials and service you can count on? Visit Lumber One. Lumber One carries lumber, plywood, drywall, insulation, and roofing. Also, cabinet takeoffs for both kitchen and bath. Their full-line door shop offering exterior and interior doors, windows, and trim. They also provide blueprint takeoffs and estimates. Visit Lumber One at 3335 Industrial Park Road in Van Buren or call 474-4444. Lumber One. Go where the pros go, where service still matters.
When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs, and their experts install them. That means working with a company that builds and installs a quality product with real pricing. Real simple, really beautiful. And when a trusted name like Pella chooses to partner with The Rich Eisen Show, that says a lot. 0% financing options available. Certain restrictions apply. Find your local Pella Windows and Doors showroom today at Pella.com/Eisen. Make life brighter with Pella Windows and Doors.
The August heat is tough on you, and it's even tougher on your equipment. Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we keep your machines operating with custom hydraulic hoses made while you wait. We carry the fittings and parts you need to get back to work faster and specialize in cylinder rebuilds and pump repairs. Stop by your official Gates Hydraulics Hose Center today at 6104 Highway 271 in South Fort Smith, or call 479-646-0471. Central Hydraulics, helping you move the world.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Took off for a weekend last month just to try and recall the whole year. All of the faces and all of the places, wondering where they all disappeared. I didn't ponder the question too long. I was hungry and went out for a bite. Ran into a chum with a bottle of rum, and we wound up drinking all night. Changes in attitudes, nothing remains quite the same.
Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
You know, I text Hal Mummy and asked him what song he wanted into the show as his introduction. He says Changes in Latitude, which is spot on brand for Coach. Big time Parrot Head, longtime Jimmy Buffett fan. And it's great to have him on the show, pick his brain about some football and much more. Coach, how's it going? It's good to talk to you.
My favorite sports personality and fellow Buffett fan. How you doing,
right.
Elizabeth?
I'm doing
Thanks for
well.
having
You
me
know,
on.
yeah, and I am actually going to the Margaritaville Hotel in Kansas City this weekend. So,
good for you.
I'll have all the Jimmy Buffett playing around me all weekend long. But football season right around the corner.
We're getting there.
I know you watch. I know you follow. Out of where college football is right now, what do you anticipate 2026 looking like?
I think it's going to be wild, and the reason being, just like you guys there in Arkansas, Coach Silverfield's turned over nearly the whole roster, and that's happening everywhere in college football. It's not just in the Power 5 or the Power 4 guys. And my good friend Gary Goff just took the job at Arkansas Monticello, not too far from you guys there, and he turned over 70 on his roster, and it's mostly portal. They're recruiting off the portal, so I think it's coaching really becomes very important, because you got to be able to get guys together in a short period of time, and you better have done a good job evaluating the guys in the portal that you recruit.
Coach, hey, Matt Jones here. I actually went to one of your football camps 20, 30 years ago when you were there at Kentucky. How was your time at Kentucky? I learned a lot. I remember one of the things at football camp, we ran 40s, we did passing drills, but we also studied film, and I thought that was unique. That was a little different than other football camps I went to. How was your time at Kentucky, and what'd you learn from your time there at Kentucky?
Well, I learned an awful lot. The thing I learned was you can't be afraid to fail. That's probably the biggest thing. At that time at Kentucky, they hadn't had much success, and we were doing things that were kind of outside the box that are fairly common nowadays, but in the mid to late 90s, that hardly anybody was doing it. But Yeah, I wish we'd gotten you to come to
I
Kentucky.
remember guys like Craig Yeast you had on your team.
Yeah.
Man, that dude was a baller.
He was. He was a great player, and ended up going in the third round of the Jets, and then had a long career in Canada after that. But still a good friend. Saw him a couple of years ago. He came. I was coaching the spring league, and he came to one of my games. His family came to our game, and his son was getting ready to play. Was playing at Louisville. He's playing for somebody in the NFL now.
Talking about things that you were doing that people weren't quite doing yet. A big part of founding the air raid offense alongside your buddy Mike Leach. I've heard this story, I know, but I want you to share just kind of how that all came to fruition and really just starting to piece together what everyone knows now as the air raid offense.
Well, I was coaching in high school in Texas, and a friend of mine, Steve Kazar, who was the special teams coach of the Bears, called me up and he said, "Look, I know you want to run that offense you got in college. Would you like to be the head coach at Iowa Wesleyan?" And I said, "Well, how are they? Do they want to win?" He said, "The president wants to win." He said, "But they're the worst football team I've ever seen. They haven't won a game in 2 years." I said, "Oh, okay." And one thing led to another. He told me, "Send this." In those days, we didn't have internet or email. He said, "Send this telegram to the president. Write this." So he gave me like 2 sentences to write. I sent it to the guy. And I guess that was their code. So a month or so later, I'm the head coach at Iowa Wesleyan, and it was such a bad job. Nobody wanted to work there, and I needed an assistant. And I had 2 resumes in the mail, and one of them was from this recent law school graduate from Pepperdine who had his undergrad from BYU, and his name was Mike Leach. And so the BYU caught my attention because I'd spent a lot of time at BYU. That's where most of the air raid comes from, and the old Lavelle Edwards days. And so it caught my attention. So I called him and started talking to him. I realized pretty fast he's really smart. And so I offered him the job, and he came over and was our O-line coach. And after 2 years there, we'd gotten so good so fast. We played in 2 little NAI bowl games, which for a team that hadn't won a game in 2 seasons was pretty good. We won 7 the first year and I think 8 the second year. And then we're going into the third year. Well, we had to start playing all these big state schools, Portland State and Midwestern and Harding and all these bigger schools that are now, most of them are FCS schools now. Northeast Missouri was one of them. And I told Mike, I said, "We have the best team we've ever had, and we may not win but 3 games." I said, "We need an edge." So I said, "Find me somebody in Florida to recruit, and I'll go ask the president to give us a couple of airline tickets." And so Mike, being Mike, he found a kicker in Key West. So I only had enough money for us to fly to Orlando. And so we had to rent a car and make the drive to Key West. But when we landed on the plane in Orlando, Mike said, "There's a spring league going on, and I know that some of the coaches here. You want to go watch them practice?" I said, "Yeah, that's a great idea." So we go over, and the great Don Matthews was the head coach, and he ended up winning about 6 or 7 Grey Cups. But he was coaching in the spring league in the States for this year, and we went, and they were really nice to us. We got to hang out with them the whole day, and the staff and some of the players, and I asked Coach Matthews on the way out to practice. I said, "What's your best drill?" And I thought he'd like give me a quarterback drill or something, but he says, "I'm going to watch bandit drill at the end of practice." And I said, "What's that?" And he goes, "Well, that's where we practice 2-minute offense." And so we're sitting there. I'd seen 2-minute offenses before, but I'd never seen it this well orchestrated. And he had everything lined up right. The offense was on one sideline, defense was on the other. He had the punters and kickers spotting the ball, and they were really hustling. They would spot the ball before the previous play was even over with. And they just went bing, bing, bing right down the field. And I looked at Mike and I said, "There's our edge." And Mike looks at me and goes, we're going to do it all the time, aren't we? And I go, yeah, it's not going to be our 2-minute offense. It's going to be our 60-minute offense. And so long story short, we end up winning. We upset the number 10 team in the nation the first game and came from behind. We were down 24-7 at halftime, came from behind, upset them. So they were number 10 in the nation, a division above us. So it was really a huge upset. And then we went on to win 10 games. And the only time in the history of that school they went to the playoffs. And we did it that year. And then we went to Valdosta from there. And then from Valdosta, after a lot of success, we got the job at Kentucky. So that's kind of it in a nutshell there. I hope that's what you were asking, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, real quick, Alyssa mentioned it right there, kind of the founder of the air raid offense. When you do that, you revolutionize the way that offensive coordinators and people approach the game of football. You're asked to often go and speak about it. So my father, as a young coach, he said that he was a fly on the wall one day listening to you and Coach Leach speak a little bit about the offensive attack. Coach, was there ever a wrinkle or something that maybe a different coach on your extensive coaching tree maybe took from you that maybe they changed a little bit that you thought, man, I should have been doing this all along? Or what's your favorite variation that you've seen since you kind of founded and the air raid offense really took over college football and high school football in the state of Texas?
Well, that's a good question. That's a great question. I can tell you've been around a lot of coaches. Alyssa was there for this when I was at McMurray in Abilene. And Dana Holgerson was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State at that point. And then he moved and got the job at West Virginia. But he called me up one day because Dana played on that team at Iowa Wesleyan. He was a receiver on that team that I described a while ago. And so we've been, he worked for me at Valdosta, and then he worked for Leach for a long time, and then he kind of went out on his own. But he had been at Houston, and he was doing the same thing at Oklahoma State. And he was motioning the back out of the backfield and doing the RPO with either a screen or a seam throw to the inside receiver, or just hand off the ball on the zone play. So he called me up and he goes, "How come you're not doing this? I ought to be doing this." I said, "Well, I don't know enough about it." So he happened to be coming through town a week or so later, and he stopped by the office. And in about 2 hours on the board, he showed me how to do it. And that was, Alyssa, that was the 2011 season when we went to the playoffs at McMurray. And we put that in, and it was really, really a huge our rushing game went from about 70 or 80 yards a game to over 100. So that was really a big wrinkle. And Dana's went on. He's done a lot of really innovative things. Of course, he's the OC at Nebraska now.
And that you had Jake, right? Jake was still your quarterback then?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jake was one of the most decorated guys in Division III history.
That's right. Yeah, he was fun to watch. Well, Coach, we got to hit a break. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to pick your brain throughout football season, so we're going to call you back.
Yeah, you got it. Anytime,
I appreciate you.
Y'all take it easy. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. Bye.
All right, Coach. Thanks so much. I know sometimes 15 minutes is never long enough to talk to Coach and pick his brain, and the stories just like that, the amount of coaches he's interacted with and the football he has seen and coached, it's really cool. You could sit there for hours just listening to those stories. So always appreciate his time. And like I said, we'll be calling him back for sure. Absolutely. We're going to take a break though here. Make sure to stay tuned here. And if you missed any of that conversation, you can always download the Hit That Line app, now powered by Taco Bell, if you don't have it already. And here our Eastside Liquor halftime podcast going to be put out here about an hour or so after our show ends at 2:00. And speaking of Eastside Liquor, go make sure to join and go visit them at their new location at 9410 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Stop by, say hello, and check out all their selection they have over there at Eastside Liquor. We'll have much more halftime after this.
Why do you want to fight?
Because I can't sing or dance.
This is halftime.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and I've been going to Eastside Liquor since I moved to Fort Smith. And I know the team is excited to announce their grand opening Friday, August 21st and Saturday, August 22nd. Zach Arns and myself will be live from 2 to 6 p.m. that Friday. Don't miss out on the big prize drawing. So come on by and see us, Dorian, Ruskin, and Zach, as I try my best to fill the shoes of Derek Ruskin for 4 hours. Eastside Liquor, with their new address, right next to the old one, 9410 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Taco Bell's new $3 melty pepper jack steak burrito. Just one taste of the premium grilled steak and new pepper jack sauce, and that kind of lux might go to your head. And for just $3, how could it not? But even as you're enjoying the tender premium steak and cheesy opulence, try not to ask the waiter for a steak knife. Experience the Lutz Value Menu with 10 items, each just $3 or less. Only at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Instant fun every day, that's a win. The chance at a life-changing jackpot? Win! Creating scholarships for Arkansas students? That's the biggest win of all. When you play the lottery, it's a win-win-win for Arkansas. So far, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has raised over $1.6 billion to fund more than 873,000 scholarships. Keep playing and win winning, Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
When your carpets, upholstery, and floors look dirty and stained, call your local Service Master Clean at 646-4087. Service Master Clean is an industry leader and can remove the toughest stains from your home or office. And they back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or online at servicemasterpc.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Duration, Superdeck, and Woodscapes products August 14th through the 24th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Spring is here, and it's the perfect time to upgrade your home. If your garage door needs repair or you're ready for a new look, call Precision Garage Door. From broken springs and openers to brand new doors, they provide expert service and professional installation. Fully licensed and insured, with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers, and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call 844-PDS-DOOR or visit PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Precision Garage Door, voted the best in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Since 1967, one name has defined performance in the River Valley. Wheeler Power Sports, the 7th oldest Kawasaki dealer in the nation. Come witness the 250 horsepower Kawasaki Teryx Supercharged H2. It's a game changer. With over 300 vehicles in stock, we've got your Ninja Street bikes, your Suzuki Gixxers, and the full Polaris lineup. From Razors to the new Ranger XD 1500. Financing is available with approved credit. We also buy used bikes. Text or swing by for a quote today. Wheeler Power Sports in historic downtown Fort Smith. Keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Summer heat is on, but that means fall is not far away. Bow hunters, get into Jelco and check out the new bows, sights, arrows, and releases. Pick up a new back target and get ready for opening day. Saddle equipment and stands are now in stock. The summer sale is still underway with buy one, get one 50% off on select clothing. See the new shipment of local boy and girls clothing that's just arrived. Shop local, shop Jelco Outdoors. Work, fish, hunt, that's what we do. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee.
Let's go to heaven. Man that can move it's what a girl wants. I don't have the knees. 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 Stay up all night
Talking love here in the morning. Jack will have chillin'. Everything will be just fine.
You're listening to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Want to jump in the conversation? Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. Let's get back to the show with Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
Welcome back here as we wrap up hour number 2 of Halftime. And, you know, there was a bunch of crazy electives you could take at FSU. You could have taken, like, Harry Potter literature was an actual class.
Harry Potter
golf.
is literature.
We studied a Tupac book in one of my writing classes. Yeah,
I took a class on
That's
watching
perfect.
Clint Eastwood movies. So yeah,
There you go. I took a music intro to music class, like 21st century music. It was awesome. So you can take some cool classes, right? But I don't know if you guys saw this real quickly. Lenore Sellers doesn't have taking any classes. He doesn't need any more classes to graduate, and let everyone know that the only thing he is doing during football season is an internship at a local driving range.
Got a couple off-topic questions for you. With your degree, are you pretty close to finishing that up? Or
Yeah, so I'm done with all my classes. I just got my internship this semester, so that's all I'm doing.
Okay, what is your internship here?
I'm doing party, just facility management, stuff like that, cutting grass, picking up balls, little stuff like that.
So here's the thing. He's a sports and entertainment management major, which I bet is fun. In your internship, you now get to go work at a golf course. But I just hope for his sake that this season doesn't go badly for him and people just start trying to aim their golf balls his direction. You know what I mean?
I got some news for you. I don't think South Carolina is going to win 10 games. So do they win 6? Maybe. Do I like Lenore Sellers? Yeah, but South Carolina is not that much better than Arkansas. Like we can beat South Carolina.
Yes.
That's not a team that we're scared of.
Yeah, but can you imagine him driving those little carts that collect the golf balls on this driving range?
Have you seen Happy Gilmore too?
Yep, and you're just aiming straight at him. Just aiming it right at him. Honestly, the driving range.
Taylor Green type guy. Where do you see Lenore Sellers? Like, is he? He's not a first round. You know what? Is he a guy that get drafted?
You know, I bet he does. He's definitely not. I don't think a top 3 round guy. He could. He's one of those guys where like he's gonna win a game they're not supposed to win, and then he's gonna look for like he's never played football before. It's just too inconsistent.
You're pretty accurate with the Taylor Green thing. You talk about potential, the athletic ability, his intangibles, his ability to run with the football as well. That's what the scouts and people in the NFL are just drooling over when it comes to Lenore Sellers. But same thing that we had to knock on Taylor Green for. Processing ability, distributing it down the field in the passing game, all things he has to work on. But he does have Kendall Briles as his offensive coordinator this year, and KJ had his best years under old Mr. Kendall Briles.
Well, the
This
thing
is
about
true.
okay, we got a break.
Well, I was gonna say, just maybe the driving range will be smart, and you could just start selling tickets to see if you can hit a target while he drives this thing around and raise some money. I would do that. Fundraiser, raise some money, hit a golf ball at Lenore Sellers, driving this little golf ball picker upper. I don't know. Do those have a name? If it has a name, text it in. I don't know. The picker uppers of said golf balls. We're gonna wrap up halftime here. Coming up after the break.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match alarm. We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready, or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any 2 for just $5 for a limited time, only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for limited time at participating restaurants.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to its welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
When it's time to stock the bar, fill the cooler, or grab the perfect bottle, stop by River Point Wine and Spirits. You'll love our clean, organized store, full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer at the right price. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. So come stock up for game night, date night, or the weekend ahead. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, we should see ample sunshine with a chance of scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, especially across the north. Our high temperatures today will be in the mid to upper 90s. We'll start to dry things out a little later on tonight. Overnight low into the low 70s. Sunny skies mid to upper 90s on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 16 days.
Listen to this. I've been ringing the bell for the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Broadcasting on ESPN Arkansas and streaming on hitthatline.com.
Said you had very motivational words at halftime.
What you gonna bring to the table tonight? Tonight, this moment, this hour.
I've never taken the high road. What I tell other people to is then there's more room for me on the low road.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
So, look, I'm not a big Jinx guy, but I also am a big Jinx guy.
Sports talk that doesn't sound like everyone else.
I just think it kind of fell flat, but such a great concept.
And that was one of Coach Nutt's messages. The only people that know what's going on are the people inside that room.
It's halftime with Alyssa Orange.
Throw the football to the right team. What a concept.
Little.
It's far too late for me. I've made some enemies since I started talking here on the radio.
And Razorback legend Matt Jones.
Set your alarm for whatever time you want to get up and get your butt up 100%.
Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. This is halftime.
Welcome in here on this Thursday. Hope your day is going well. Thanks for joining us and hanging out with us here on this Thursday. As we enter hour number 3, 1 o'clock here on halftime. Good to be with you, Alyssa Orange, Matt Jones, and Colton Little. And we have got Brett Dolan joining us around 1:30 to talk some baseball. And I think, man, it was almost like they knew I was asking. I asked Clay yesterday, guys, about what the fall ball schedule could potentially look like. Or maybe it was Dudley. I asked somebody yesterday. And they said they hadn't announced it yet, and then they put it out. Mm-hmm. And they're going to have a whole thing, and they're going to have a home run derby, the softball team and the baseball team. I am all about that. I've been asking for that forever. We finally get one. So I'm so excited to talk to Brent about that and have some baseball conversations with him. It is also soccer game day on the Hill. Arkansas hosting North Carolina. That is going to be a big game. Big game. I don't know if we said this specifically, but there was a stretch there. I think it was like 80 something to 95 where North Carolina won a national championship every single year. The stretch was crazy. They've won one in the last 10 years, but they've at least competed for a handful. So they are a soccer powerhouse over there. Been doing it a long time. And Arkansas looking to try to get a win.
How cool is North Carolina? Seriously. So think about this. The best women's soccer player ever, Mrs. Mia Hamm. We understand that. We all know that. The best basketball player ever in his airness, MJ. The best defensive end ever to play. Am I missing anybody out? I think Davis Love the third might have went to golfer. Might have went to. He's not the best, but three of the best to ever do it in their sport, like ever, went to Chapel Hill. It's pretty cool.
It is really cool. I applied to UNC in high school. I did not get in.
See, I applied to Florida State. They sent back my highlight tape.
It's hard.
They
It's
said they
hard to
already
get
had
in.
a guy.
So yeah. Well, so the rule in North Carolina, not that I'm trying to make excuses for myself because I hold accountability, could have tried a little harder, but they do have a rule in the state of North Carolina back then that 85% of their incoming freshman class had to be from the state of North Carolina, making that other 15% really competitive. And one of y'all are going to laugh. You ready for this? The essay prompt was to pick a song that inspires you, that speaks to you, inspires you, and write a essay on it. You wouldn't even try to.
What song? We got to hear it. We're going to play it today.
I picked Lose Yourself by Eminem. It was fantastic. My paper was fantastic. Yes.
He's got vomit on his sweater already, man.
That's right.
Crazy. Good song.
You got
It's
one
inspiring.
opportunity.
It's inspiring.
But if you break it down, it's a really good song. Like the message and just like, believing in yourself. It was a good essay, but that's what I picked.
But that opportunity only came once in a lifetime. So
That opportunity only came once in a lifetime, and they did not accept me.
No Mekhi Phifer. This is real life.
Yes.
That's right. Do they still do college? You got to write a college essay anymore?
You do. And a lot of times it's for scholarships, like to get extra scholarships from your local, people that are maybe bestowing you
Sure.
a gift. I don't remember writing an essay to get accepted. Granted, I went to Arkansas Tech University, but still.
No, that doesn't matter.
I applied multiple places.
Yeah. My parents made me apply to JMU since I was born on campus, and I'm pretty sure that my essay was like, I was born here. Thank you. Let me in.
The Paul McCartney
Let
song.
me in.
Mhm.
Let me in.
Someone's
I was
knocking at
born
the
here.
door. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Open the door. Let him in.
But big time win. Look, they lost to Baylor to start the season. They had a draw with Maryland Loyola, so they're looking for a first win. But we talked to Colby a little bit earlier back in July, and he likes to challenge his girls early, which just helps them in SEC play. So there's no better way to challenge your girls than bring in ranked opponents and go play ranked opponents before conference season starts. So that game coming up this evening over at Razorback Field. Obviously, stay hydrated. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot. It's going to be hot out there. But hopefully, man, it'd be a big time win. Big time win if they're able to pick that one up against North Carolina. Hey, speaking of North Carolina, by the way, old Bill Belichick and Bobby Petrino and those guys, they start the season in Dublin in a week.
Oh man.
Yeah, they got to fly all the way to Ireland to lose to TCU.
Well, I don't know. I think they'll get TCU. I think North Carolina's I think they'll get them.
TCU has got some really rough locker room stuff going on right now.
Yeah,
that
I
I'm
don't
sure is
think
proving a very big distraction down there for Texas Christian University.
That is fair. That is fair. And they got a week. Those are we got one more week for the season to start. You got North Carolina, TCU, San Jose State, USC, North Carolina State, Virginia, Jacksonville State at North Dakota State. You've also got New Mexico State at Florida State, so that'll be fun.
They'll be okay, Alyssa.
That'll be a win. You get one.
That's the jam.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it was funny. How many weddings during football season have you ever been to?
Oh man, I've been to my
lot?
sister's. I'm trying to think.
Okay.
Like, I've been to my sister's wedding, and other than that, it's been I don't really. Why would I? Yeah.
It's been a long time. My friend got married 2 football seasons ago, and he apologized profusely because it was week 2 of college football season.
And nobody believed it. Nobody believed your apology. If you have to apologize more than once, that's a good reason that nobody believes it, because you
Right,
shouldn't have
right.
to apologize more. Than
I got
And,
married during football season as well, but that obviously was not my choice for the
Sure.
date. And it just so happened to be that Arkansas was playing Texas A&M that day, so it really didn't matter. They were going to lose, so it was okay.
Yeah. Well, and those games were obviously always in Jerry World for a while, so they weren't here. But I always think it's funny because there's always that big debate of what are you doing having weddings during the fall? And I think one of the biggest arguments I ever got in with my sister was early on, and neither of us were dating anyone or whatever. And I just was like, hey, don't get married in the fall, I'm not gonna be able to come. And she was like, she was upset. Of course I would have gone. But my point was, don't get married in the fall. It's football season. We're screaming match in the driveway in my dad's house. So
That's what
It's,
sisters do, though. Sisters fight.
100%. It's always funny to go back and to kind of think about that and laugh because it's my sister's wedding. Of course I'm going to be there. But that conversation always gets brought up around this time of the year, like, thoughts and prayers to everyone who's got a wedding this fall, or, make sure that you have these. And so Bud Elliott put out it's funny, he put out a Yes Honey Weekends, looking at the weekends of college football that you could potentially go and do some things because the slate of games is average or below. It's doing the people's work out there. Did you guys see that?
I saw something like this. Was one of those during this week 0 slate as well?
No, it's week 5 or week 1. September 5th actually was
see.
Take the Kids Somewhere weekend.
Just looking at this week 0 schedule, and I noticed that Florida State was playing New Mexico State, like you mentioned, on the CW. So you can hate to miss your One Tree Hill reruns after that, but yeah.
What have we come to? Is
Sorry.
that's got to be an ACC thing?
I don't know. I guess so.
I don't know either.
Right before
Gosh, dang
Supergirl.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The CW. That's still around? I guess so. But yeah, September 19th, he said, was Christmas card photo weekend. September 3rd, book a trip. And then Halloween on a Saturday.
That's fun.
It is fun. And that is also take the kids trick-or-treating. You're not missing anything.
No.
Week. So if anyone was worried out there what football season's going to look like, don't worry. You'll be able to go out there and make everyone happy. Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say. Or something like that.
They say a lot.
They do say it. I think it just rhymes.
Harder
That's
to
why
rhyme. Husband, I don't think, has a very good rhyming word with it. So, yeah.
No. You know what doesn't rhyme with anything?
Orange.
Orange.
And cushion.
That's right.
Unless you're Eminem, I bet he could give you 12 words.
Yeah,
Orange
I know he
door
could break
hinge.
it down. Orange. That's a stretch.
There's like
Isn't
three
there
or
a
three or
word?
4 words, like orange, silver, cushion. There's a couple of them I'm missing.
That don't have anything that rhyme with
Nothing
it?
rhymes with it in the English language.
Silver? Really? Nothing rhymes with silver?
Think of a word.
I will. We're going to take a break. I'm going to think of what one in the break here. Silver. I'm going to make up a word.
You want to get to our phone line here before we go?
Oh,
to break?
yes. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Brent wanted to talk to you, Alyssa.
Hey,
Brent's here.
Brent. I'm so sorry, Brent. I knew that, and then I got on a whole tangent. North Carolina distracted
What
me.
rhymes with silver, Brent?
With what?
What rhymes with silver?
Silver?
Deliver?
I don't know.
Sliver? Neither? Quiver? None of those?
Oh,
Silver? Quiver?
okay.
How does that not rhyme?
Oh, I don't know. That rhyming's a stretch there, Matt.
Chilver.
Not a word.
According
Silver,
to Webster,
Wilver.
it is. Brent, I'm so sorry. How are you?
I'm outstanding. How about you, Alyssa?
We're doing good. Doing good.
I just want to tell you, I went Tuesday night to the Cersei Harding Academy benefit game. The Cersei lines are more explosive than a bottle rocket coming out of a glass Coke bottle.
They're feeling it down there.
They can score at any point, at any time, doing anything. I mean, they've got a great quarterback, great triumvirate of four wide receivers that can really play, a running back. Their defense is playing at a real high level, and their offensive line's all juniors. So it should be a great year for the Cersei Lions.
That's great. Yeah, we Varsity Vibe was down there, got an interview with Zach Clark afterwards, and you kind of tell, like, he feels really good about his team down there, but he doesn't want to jinx it.
He feels real good about it. They play Batesville next Friday night, which is the 28th. I will be at the Battle of Fort Smith, the Battle of Grand Avenue, I guess.
I will be there too.
Will you? Okay.
Yeah.
We will be there. Can I give our show a little plug to tell our coaches? All right, this year the coaches in the mouth are going to honor the offensive line of the week. So all you head coaches out there, if you had running back stand out, if you had any offensive stand out, get their stats to Coach Jeff Williams where we can look at them and choose our offensive line of the week. And
thank you, Brent.
Appreciate everybody listening.
Thank you. Yeah, no, those boys in the trenches, they matter. Hey, speaking of offensive line, I was up at Rogers yesterday morning talking with Henry Frazier, who is committed to the Razorbacks on that line. All those guys have been playing together for a really long time, all returners. You want to talk about an offensive line? Maybe I'll nominate them. Brent, thanks for the call. How about your boy, Zach Clark, Matt? Doing his thing.
17. What are we? Are we Zach Clark days away? It was yesterday. Man, I nothing but respect for Zach, man, and I'm proud of him. I always, guys like him, Anthony Lucas, Rhett Lashley, Dow Loggins. I mean, there's a lot of guys that Houston. We just had Hal Mummy on talking about coaching tree, and you think about Houston Nutt and all the guys that he is a part of that are out there doing big time things in high school sports and college sports. Yeah, always a Zach Clark fan.
Thanks for the call, Brent. Definitely excited for all this high school football, college football, NFL football, everything right around the corner.
I'm so sorry. We will get back to Brett Dolan, and we'll get to him after this break. But we've gotten a slew of texts here with people that think that pilfer rhymes with silver. You people need to go back to kindergarten. Pilfer and silver. The F and the V do not make the same sound at all. A guy from Harrison is challenging me that the word chilver, which is apparently an old English name for a ewe, E-W-E.
Chilver.
Yeah, which is a old English name for a different type of small baby lamb. That we're talking about modern English here, people. I have the definitive list. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
Silver, purple, orange, month, ninth, pint, wolf, opus, dangerous, marathon, and discombobulate. Not according to it's not. I didn't make this list, so don't complain to me. It's flowcabulary.com. Silver is on there.
Doesn't have anything that rhymes with it.
Think of a word.
Wow. I know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I shouldn't have said anything about rhymes. I'm sorry. I think actually
That's
you
okay.
did, but it's okay.
I
just
did.
wanted to get that out there.
Hey, no more rhyming, and I mean it.
We won't. I promise.
No. Okay. I was hoping
more
for
time
anybody
for
want a
rhymes.
peanut? No. Okay. Never mind. Princess Bride.
Anybody want a peanut?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I just get my Princess Bride reference in there. Hey, we were talking about offensive linemen, and nominate those guys over at the Coaches in the Mouth Pod all football season long. Got strong guys down there in the trenches. And speaking of strong, if you're looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong, call the Fence Man 479-782-3936, serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. The Fence Man building custom one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. And if you need an automatic gate, well, the Fence Man does that too. If you've got some financing questions, they can answer them. So call them, 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. This is the Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
How much snow are we actually going to get?
In terms of just inches, you want me to give you an inch number, over, under? You can laugh at that. It's okay. I know you want to. You're trying to be the professional. What, 6.5?
You don't know anything about that. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Dozy Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Save up to $4,000 on in-stock 2026 Buick Encore GXs at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off on this top-selling midsize SUV, or $2,000 off and 0% financing for 60 months on 2026 Buick Envisions. These are limited-time offers with approved credit. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith, or online at harryrobinson.com.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most.
Call Brandon Zimmerman in Barling or call Wade Gilkey in Fort Smith.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 Fort Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. If you're not a member, just sign up at Metters Lover Ace Hardware to start saving right at the register. For the month of August, you can get $25 off when you spend $100 on all Milwaukee power tool accessories after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
Remember 2016? You would know where to be and no worries. It was pure joy. Now, Taco Bell's bringing back the joy of 2016 with 4 favorites. The Naked Chicken Chalupa with all white meat chicken, the Beefy Crunch Burrito, the Mexi Melt, and the Caramel Apple Empanada. All just like you remember. Relive 2016 now at Taco Bell. Limited time at participating stores while supplies last. Prices vary. Tax extra.
Join us Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at Hardee's, 2720 Rogers Avenue. Enjoy endless fries and download the Hardee's app to spin the wheel for great prizes, including an autographed poster of Bubba Wallace. Join the Morning Rush this Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. at Hardee's at 1820 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith. Enjoy a sausage biscuit for just $1.49. The offer is good from 6 to 11 a.m. and available at both Fort Smith and Sallisaw Hardee's locations. All brought to you by Hardee's, ESPN Arkansas, and hitthatline.com.
into your life. There's no turning back. Even while we sleep, we will find you.
Welcome back to Halftime with Alyssa Orange, Colton Little, and Razorback legend Matt Jones. Call or text 877-377-6963. All guests join us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive. Deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. Now let's get back to halftime with Arkansas football legend Matt Jones, Alyssa Orange, and Colton Little.
And now heading to our Lewis Automotive Hotline here, joined by Brett Dolan. Brett, always good to talk to you. We've kind of been saving our baseball talk for you today, as we always do on Thursdays. And I have to say, ask and you shall receive. I was asking yesterday about a fall ball schedule, and we got some news about this Diamond Classic for baseball and softball. And I'm excited for these games, probably, though, more excited about a home run derby.
I think I am, too. I think I would like to see a home run derby. And if I'm paying $17, they better do a lot of things for me out there in a derby and a game. Right. But I do like the fact that they're able to play more teams. It feels like that's been an area, whether it's softball or baseball in recent years, where softball was playing D2 and JUCO teams. You know, let's go up against somebody of your own weight class and try and get something out of this fall.
Well, I mean, you look at it, and you're exactly right. I mean, softball being able to bring over Oklahoma State from Stillwater, a team that has a really rich softball history. And of course, the Razorbacks are coming off that College World Series appearance and for the first time. And then baseball, I think so many people are just excited to see what this team looks like because Dave Van Horn has talked about how excited he is about this team.
Yeah, and he's got depth, and he's got some really talented freshmen that I'm curious if they're going to be able to get on the field or what their role might be. And then these transfers, we know what they've done at different schools around the country. But we all understand the SEC is a little different beast. And sometimes it felt like with these scrimmages that it was more important to play your own teammates than it was playing another team. But I think it'll be different this year. And I do think if you do have some fans in the stands, it has a little bit of a feel of a true real game. You get a chance to see what these guys can do against some other competition. And it only gives the coaches a little better idea of what they have. That turnaround after the first of the year goes quick between mid-January and that first game in mid-February-ish. So there's a lot of work in the fall, and there's a lot of jobs won and lost in the fall. So I do think this will be a plus for both of those bat and ball sports.
Speaking of the MLB, which teams do you think, besides the Dodgers, give me two other teams that you think could win the World Series this year?
You know, I was looking at that the other day, Matt, and there are so many flawed teams. It reminds me a little bit of college football in the sense that you like a team, but there's a question mark and there's an issue. I will say this in the National League, as much as the Dodgers have kind of tried to get back on track playing teams like the Royals and Rockies and grinding to wins, there are three teams in the National League that aren't going to win their division that I probably wouldn't want to see in the first round if I didn't have to. One of those being the San Diego Padres, who look like the Padres and not like a dumpster fire that they did in the beginning of the year. The Phillies have enough veterans to be threatening as well. And then the Cubs have been really good, too. And I don't think they'll catch the Brewers, but those are three teams I probably wouldn't want to see. The American League is a mess. And talking to some of my Astros people, it wouldn't surprise me if Houston was 81-81 and won the Western Division. That's how bad it is. There will be one, maybe two teams in the wild card that'll be sub 500 potentially. So it's a crapshoot. It's going to be a wild ride once they get a little deeper into September.
You look at this National League MVP race that's happening right now, and really it's Shohei Ohtani or Pete Crow Armstrong. But this has kind of been fun to watch these two go back and forth. And really, I think with Shohei, it's all dependent on how things go the rest of the regular season with him and maybe on the mound specifically. But is there a strong case right now for Pete Crow Armstrong to kind of dethrone Ohtani?
Absolutely there is. And that game they went head-to-head where they each hit a couple of home runs for an afternoon game a couple of weeks ago was incredible. It wasn't quite the Sandberg game, and it wasn't a game of the week on Saturday, but it had two epic guys going head-to-head. Hagen Smith might not find this Pete Crow Armstrong story as entertaining as the rest of us after giving up the home run the other day at Wrigley to PCA. But if Ohtani gets back on the mound and he contributes pitching-wise, it's probably hard to beat his contribution. But if he doesn't, then Armstrong is past him, and it makes the Cubs an entertaining team to watch. The individual play between those two has been epic at times.
Brent Venables changed it to college football a little bit. Just signed a 6-year deal, 10.5 per year. So it looks like Oklahoma's set with who their ball coach is going to be for the next few years. Oklahoma make the college football playoff 12 this year?
You know, there is a tier of those teams in the middle of the SEC. If you wanted to make an argument, I wouldn't argue with you. If you said that they would fall a little bit short, I could also go along with it. I think if Oklahoma gets through that first month, Matt, and they go to Georgia and they play Texas, of course, and Dallas, if they can get through that with being 4-1, and of course they do play at Michigan. I guess we can't forget that early in the year. The schedule becomes much friendlier the last 2/3 of the season. If they can get through that and they can win one of those two games between Georgia and Texas, I think they do make the championship because, you know, going to Florida is not easy, or going to Missouri is not easy, but they get Ole Miss at home, they get Texas A&M at home, and I like watching them play. It's not an exciting team. It reminds me a little bit of my Iowa squad because it's defense first and offense second, but a healthy Mateer might change that. So I do think there is a path for the Sooners to get to the playoffs.
Want to switch over to soccer? We were talking about how big of a game Arkansas has against North Carolina at home tonight. I know that you've been able to go over there and watch them, and they're still looking for a win, even though they tied with Loyola Maryland. You know, what does this team still need to work on in your eyes? And I know South Carolina is a hard team to do it against, but to get into the win column for the first time this season.
Yeah, it's probably simple, Alyssa. They have to be better in scoring opportunities and calling that Baylor game. It didn't feel like a normal Arkansas game because they went about 3 years, I think, without losing a game at home. I mean, it was a house of horrors, and as Colby Hale said, when you start to make that a reputation that people have to get up to come and play you at your place, and they do and you don't, things don't always go your way. But more importantly, it was the lack of scoring opportunities and trying to get more shots on goal. And they probably should have won at Loyola Maryland, but they only had the one goal, and it was a PK. They had one goal late against Baylor, and they need more. There's talented players on that team. There's good players. There's good coaches, but we're used to them scoring 3, 4, 5 goals. So to see them score one or not being able to get enough has been different. And this will be the ultimate challenge probably tonight, and back-to-back opponents are ACC teams. So we'll see. Hopefully they can have a good showing. If they can't get a win, though, through 3 matches to begin this year, it'll be a little bit unusual not to see at least one win.
I want to ask you a Big 12 question. BYU, Texas Tech are the field to win the Big 12.
I would probably throw one more team in there, Matt, and it would be Houston. And I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. I know they go to Texas Tech early in the year. And their quarterback, I saw him last year in the Texas Bowl. That was my last broadcast of the year. And Wigman was a 5-star, and he was at A&M, and it didn't quite work out. And I'm not sure why, but certainly I think he looks better that he has been in Houston. And I don't know if they've got enough talent to be in that mix. But as I was telling a few of my Cougar fans the other day, I look at your schedule, and I'm not sure who the second most difficult team on your schedule is, because there's a lot of Big 12 nothingness in the middle of that. And it feels like there should be more big teams. But if you're in the Big 12 and you can win one game that you shouldn't, or maybe avoid a loss, you're in a pretty good spot. And if Houston defeats Texas Tech, I think that gives them a tremendous shot to be there. I'm not sure what Tech will look like without Sorsby or without some question marks, but their schedule is filled with a lot of nothing. I mean, if Texas Tech, I mean, their road games are Colorado and Cincinnati and Baylor, not difficult by any stretch. And BYU, I would probably lean towards them a little bit too. I do feel like their schedule is equally as unique, other than the fact they do play Notre Dame at home, and that might be kind of a game we'll learn a lot about the Cougars right in the middle of that season.
Hey, this is the last weekend without college football. Do you have any plans to kind of check off before football starts?
I've been on a heater lately. I was in the cornfields of Iowa 2 weeks ago. I was in Maine on a boat in the ocean last weekend. I'm going to Tennessee for a baseball event that I broadcast at the Volunteer Stadium. And then I'm back next week. I have 3 volleyballs and a soccer before I start my season. So I'm kind of just trying to get through this mess. My first game is UCLA at Cal. Week 2, I've got Alabama at Kentucky. Week 3, I've got Georgia at Arkansas. So I'm more excited about what September is going to bring, and I just hope we can get through these next couple of days and all these events and travels before we can settle in on some good old-fashioned college football for about 3 months.
So the answer is sleep, is what you're saying.
Too many airplanes and not enough sleep. But I've got to mix in a little more baseball before I can fully turn my attention to football. But it's coming fast, and I can't wait.
That's never a bad problem to have, and you kind of snuck it in there. So you got to go to the Field of Dreams game. How cool is that?
I didn't. Now, I was back back home on the cornfields of Iowa. I was planning to go this year, and it didn't work out because of my daughter was moving to school and my son. I'm going next year because it's an event that almost gets me a little bit of emotional because it's home for me. So I'm going to try and get there next year, one way, shape, or form. They had a high school all-star game. They had a AAA game with one of my old teams. So they've made it a tremendous event, and I have to check that off my list. So next August, I'm going.
Okay. All right. It's on my bucket list, too. So I want to experience it in person as well. So, all right, we'll get some sleep as much as you can, and we always appreciate you, though, squeezing us in on Thursdays. Brett, thanks so much.
You got it.
Appreciate Brett calling there and all our guests. We've had a great lineup today. It's been a lot of fun here as we're about less than 30 minutes, man, before 2 o'clock. I swear time flies by here on Halftime all the time. But as Brett mentioned, football right around the corner. There's some baseball, softball in the fall to look forward to, soccer tonight. And if you need to update that Razorback closet of yours, I have good news. The college collection from Roback just dropped. And if you go over there, you can find anything you need from hoodies, polos, t-shirts, whatever it is. That Arkansas collection has just dropped, and it is easy to order it, get it sent right to you, and be ready for game day, whatever sport you're out there going to cheer for. Always remember to use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your order. That is Roback, RHOBACK.com. Roback, where action meets comfort.
Do you have a criminal record?
Nothing worth bragging about.
This is Halftime.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
You're listening to Halftime Live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Back to school relief means an extra $1,000 off. A check back to you or $1,000 off the deal right now at Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford. The lot is full. I could barely get on the lot. You have so many cars. That means you need to move some metal.
Yes, definitely. I mean, Tommy, look, I mean, you came in here. We're busy right now. We've got a ton of customers on the showroom floor. I think we've sold 3 or 4 already today. I mean, guys, we've got the inventory to choose from. It doesn't matter what you're looking for, a work truck, a diesel, a half ton, a smaller truck. You're looking for a truck less than 20 grand. You're looking for an SUV. You're looking for a van. It doesn't matter. We've got it here at Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford. I mean, guys, on new vehicles right now, new F-150s, you can get 2.9% financing at 72 and 84 months and still get the incentives and discounts. Guys, on our pre-owned inventory, this is the most inventory that I've had in the last 4 to 5 years. So when I say now is the time to buy, it really is. Money's cheaper. Interest rates are down. Back to school relief rebate, you get $1,000 back in your pocket. Now is the time.
Harry Robinson Saddle-Saw Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Saddle-Saw.
It's sad that we live in an unsafe world, told, but we do. Would you be able to show the police who was at your home if something was taken? Guardtronic installs alarm systems as well as camera systems. We here at ESPN rely on our Guardtronic installed cameras to keep an eye on what's going on around our building, as many of you do. Guardtronic has been serving the River Valley for over 60 years. Call Guardtronic for a free estimate so you'll be able to show the police who the bad boys are that took your belongings. License E50.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fifth Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Fort Smith, the wait is over. Join us for the official grand opening of Eastside Liquor this Friday, August 21st and Saturday, August 22nd. We're celebrating all weekend long with exclusive store-wide specials on your favorite craft beers, fine wines, and premium spirits. Don't miss out on the big prize drawing. Eastside Liquor has the ultimate selection and friendly service to match. Come raise a glass at 9410 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. That's Eastside Liquor, Friday and Saturday, August 21st and 22nd. Must be 21 or older. Drink responsibly.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every day, Joe's Grill makes fresh from scratch salsas, queso dip, and guacamole with crispy warm chips to start your meal. Plus fajitas, enchiladas, tacos, burritos, and more that will make your experience one you won't forget. Great Tex-Mex and even better service. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Use your imagination. I'm asking hypothetical questions here. Come on.
None of this is real. The question is simple, but the arguments never are. One question, unlimited opinions. This is Halftime Hypotheticals, only on Halftime.
It's a hypothetical.
Back here on Halftime, great conversations today with Brett Dolan, Hal Mummy, and Kyle Sutherland earlier today. We're going to keep our good conversations going. We were getting a little bit heated earlier today talking about this whole eligibility fiasco, guys in the NFL that are kind of get that 5-for-5 rule, take advantage of it, come back. Everybody seemed to have some very strong opinions of it. So I'd like to reframe that here to the University of Arkansas. Today's Halftime Hypothetical is about the NFL escape hatch. Let's say you're Ryan Silverfield, hypothetically, and an NFL rookie gets cut at the end of August here, and because of the new eligibility rules, they're allowed to return to college. Somebody greased a judge up there in Fayetteville, a backroom deal is made, and everything is all good. They call Arkansas, and this player is unquestionably better than the player that we may have hypothetically at the current position. So hypothetically, do you take the NFL player and immediately give him the job, or do you tell him no, thanks to the morals and standards and the things that everybody would like to be fixed here in college football? That's today's Halftime Hypothetical. Should Arkansas be taking advantage of this 5-for-5 rule and maybe trying to find some former NFLers? I'll give you guys a little bit of time to think about it. Give me 1 second here. I'll give everybody a little bit of time right here. Form a good opinion. Call us, text us, let us know. 877-377-6963. Brought to you today on Halftime by our good friends over at the Crabtree RV Center, an RV dealership serving the Alma area since 1950, and know the kind of freedom and adventure that you are looking for, so they're proud to carry a large selection of quality new and pre-owned motorhomes and trailers. They have a friendly and experienced parts and sales, rental, financing, and service department, and they're ready to offer outstanding service at every point, from assisting while you're making your choice to the ongoing maintenance and customization. It's Crabtree RV Center, located right off the exit I-40 and exit 13, and on exit 21 right there off of I-540 here in Fort Smith. It's Crabtree RV Center right at the junctions of 49 and 40 right there in Arkansas, making your dreams come true. Today's halftime hypothetical: should Arkansas be taking advantage of these NFLers that are allowed to come back to college football thanks to the 5-for-5 rule? Hypothetically. Matt, go ahead.
Well, to your point, yes. Is it wrong? I don't know. Like once the rules are made, then you can abide by the rules. You don't be a Nate Oates and just start playing somebody but if they say it's okay, and then also you don't give anybody anything. You can give them opportunity, but they have to earn the right for playing time. So yeah, I mean, if somebody was to help your team win, you should still, the whole vetting process of interviewing guys, knowing if they're good locker room guys, knowing all that type of stuff, then that process should take place. Do I agree with the rules that once you enter the NFL draft and get drafted or sign a free agent deal, no, you shouldn't be able to come back and play college. So I do agree with you there. But if the NCAA says, yeah, guys can come back and play, then you should start the process. You shouldn't be against it, especially if it can help your team.
Some good texts coming in here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Before we get to those, Alyssa, do you have an outstanding opinion here on the halftime hypothetical?
And you brought up something we didn't even touch about on this topic is where's the scholarship? Where's the rev share? Because you've already divvied that up between your team, your scholarship, and the rev share. So by putting this person in your locker room, one, you make them a walk. One, honestly, my gut reaction is no. My gut reaction is I'm sorry. You're talented. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you can find a practice squad that'll sign you, but we're good. Because at this point, you don't have a scholarship right now, or you might. But again, like Matt said, you got to earn it. You want to come be a walk-on? Okay, you want to come be a walk-on. But taking rev share from someone and giving it to this person, because it's all about money, is taking away rev share from someone who has been on campus for spring ball and fall camp and what have you. So yeah, I think you come in and you get nothing. Now, if you want to sign NIL deals and you want to make your own money, you can. That's the beauty of it. But you don't get any rev sharing and you don't get a scholarship. And if you want to continue to play football, you can. But what happens again? Like, do these guys get to re-enter the NFL draft? Like, what are we even doing? So part of me, there's way too much. I'm like, no.
If they sign contracts, their rights are retained by those teams that eventually that drafted them or signed them to the contract. So I'd imagine that they probably would still own their rights in some way in that scenario, Alyssa, here. Some people here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline have some opinions on today's halftime hypothetical, and there's some split decisions here. Morgan and Fort Smith, they chimed in first. I would say no, but the problem is that somebody's going to do it. B.E. in Clarksville, I'd rather lose every game with the players that we have than win with any NFL dropouts. Carl from Fayetteville, we have to take every advantage that we can get. And I think that Carl is getting at something there that a lot of fans, now that there are seemingly no rules about eligibility or how much money you can spend or what the rules are in terms of rev share, or if NIL is really for your name, your image, or your likeness, or for it's actually just for, pay for play. I think what Carl may be getting at is, look, the Razorbacks have stuck by the rule book to a T. They've never even crossed their toe over the line here since all of this has, sort of come to fruition here in college football and in college basketball. And at some point, I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are willing to throw morality out the window in order to win football games. And I'm not saying that Carl from Fayetteville is willing to do that by any means at all, but taking every advantage that you can get may not be a bad idea for a team that's, down on their luck at times, or a program like the Razorbacks. So, Alyssa, you're against this. You're saying no. What if that player that's coming in, hypothetically, let's say that it's a quarterback, because the Razorbacks haven't named a starting quarterback yet. Let's say that it's a quarterback who obviously was well enough and successful enough to get drafted into the NFL draft. And what if that quarterback is the difference between what we all may be assuming is a 3-9, 4-8, 5-7, 2-10 season, and then all of a sudden, you're eligible for a bowl game because of that quarterback's play? What if it's a really good defensive lineman, somebody to pair on the other side of Quincy Rhodes?
I just, at this point, I say no. I mean, games start next week. And especially with a quarterback having to come in, you're going to learn a system. You have no chemistry with these guys, and you completely disrupt what's going on in a quarterback room anyway. Like if this was like a wide receiver, you'd have a lot easier time acclimating him than potentially a quarterback or a defensive end. Like, their scheme and there's some playbook. And if you can learn the playbook in a week, sure. But there's too many things with this that are just messy and wrong, in my opinion, that I'm gonna have to, gracefully bow out here. And for that, I'm out.
And for that reason, I'm out.
And for that reason, I'm out.
Now, that's today's halftime hypothetical.
Yeah,
Your thoughts and
thank
your
you, though.
opinions are
That's
still
good.
welcome here on ESPN Arkansas right here on halftime. Text us, call us, let us know. 877-377-6963. Should the Razorbacks do like Carl says and take every advantage they can get, maybe get some what BE called NFL dropouts to come bolster up their roster in a little bit of ways and clear through and sift through some of the muck and some of the mud and some of the dirt that has been tossed over the eligibility rules for the NCAA and all of college football. Graham in Prairie Grove here, he offers up an interesting question as well. So what if a spot opens up on an NFL team? Can they just leave? Do they leave? Do they go back to the NFL team? Who knows?
Yeah,
Very,
what if he
very
gets a
interesting.
call
Mhm.
in week 16 to join the practice squad? See, too messy.
Mhm.
Way too messy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But fantastic halftime question.
Thank you.
Halftime hypothetical.
Do it every day
Well
right
done,
here
well
on
done.
halftime.
All the snaps, all the snaps. Gonna go to our Gusano's Pizzeria final slice segment to wrap things up on this Thursday. But remember, North Arkansas Regional Medical Center is bringing better to you. They are the second largest employer in Harrison with over 700 employees and over $50 million in annual sales provided back into the community. And they're serving 5 counties, totaling 95,000 people in North Central Arkansas with their 18 clinics, including 3 rural clinics. So if you need anything at all, go visit our friends at Arkansas Regional Medical Center. You can check out their website at www.narmc.com.
You see the best in basketball when you watch the NBA. When you watch the NBA on CBS.
This is halftime.
Summer heat is on, but that means fall is not far away. Bow hunters, get into Jelco and check out the new bows, sights, arrows, and releases. Pick up a new back target and get ready for opening day. Saddle equipment and stands are now in stock. The summer sale is still underway with buy one, get one 50% off on select clothing. See the new shipment of local boy and girls clothing that's just arrived. Shop local, shop Jelco Outdoors. Work, fish, hunt. That's what we do. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. Just bring in your old car and make the switch to any one of our great road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles and get state sales tax paid when you trade. Our road-ready certified vehicles are inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. Combine that with our non-commissioned sales team and the nation's best lenders on standby, and you've got an award-winning, hassle-free way to get your next ride. Make the switch to road-ready certified and get state sales tax paid when you trade all this month at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith.
Ace has always been the helpful place, and now we're even more helpful by offering instant savings to Ace Rewards members. If you're not a member, just sign up. And members love our Ace hardware to start saving right at the register. For the month of August, you can get $25 off when you spend $100 on all Milwaukee power tool accessories after instant savings with your Ace Rewards card. Ace, the helpful place. Must be an Ace Rewards member to receive instant savings. Available through the end of the month. See participating stores for details.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
It's the summer event takeover at Lewis Automotive with sizzling deals and endless adventures. Lewis Automotive, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 80 years and home of the Lewis Guarantee. Welcome back into halftime, live from the Crabtree RV Center studios. Crabtree RV Center, where RVing is life.
Welcome back here as we wrap things up on this Thursday. Time now for our Gusano's Pizzeria final slice of the day. If you're looking for some pizza, go hang out with our friends at Gusano's, as always. My final slice for the day, guys, I had no idea that nothing rhymed with silver.
That was mine as well, was that everybody
or month.
Yeah, on the show, most
My
of our
mind is
listeners,
blown.
I don't think any of us are poets, and we all know it. But yeah, I actually love to derail segments every day. I know this is a sports show, but we're more than just sports people. Occasionally, we do have to get into some of the real hard-hitting facts of life, which is that nothing rhymed with orange. And despite the fact that a chilver is a female lamb, apparently, that's not a real word, in my opinion. Doesn't count.
I'm going to be thinking about it the rest of the day.
My final slice, Oklahoma has their $60 million man. He's signed through 2031. Brent Venables, the head ball coach at OU.
How about that? And a lot of people were like, it's him. This is his year, or it might be the axe over at OU. So they've got another idea over there. I love that.
It's been so up and down for the Sooners since Venables has been there. They lost 2 bowl games, finished their record under 500. At least they were in bowl games. And then the other 2 years there of his tenure, they were 10-3. Last year they were in the college football playoffs. So it is not necessarily a make or break year, but some consistency there I'm sure a lot of Sooner fans would appreciate. But obviously the administration doesn't care. Like Matt said, he's a $60 million man.
Whew, buddy, that's crazy. Well, yeah. Happy Thursday. Hey, by the way, we are out at Chevrolet Fayetteville live tomorrow for our show. So come join us. We're doing a drive for the Ronald McDonald House. And so they're looking just for some stuff that they can give to the families that stay there. We stayed there when Finn was born, so I know how valuable they are over there. And so come donate some supplies and come say hello to us over at Chevrolet of Fayetteville tomorrow. And remember, our final slice always brought to you by our good friends at Gusano's Pizza. If you need some pizza, you know exactly where to find them. And they've got a great happy hour Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Right now, a barbecue pizza is the month of August pizza, so go check that out. If you want to check out what else they have, like their Greek salad, according to Clay, visit gusanospizza.com for the full menu. Thanks so much for joining us. Ruskin and Zach coming up right after this. Have a great Thursday, everybody.